welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Former Giants Super Bowl hero Plaxico Burress, the only Jets captain sent out for the coin toss moments ago by head coach Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan's unbelievable. He's always got something to get that other team thinking at the beginning of the game.
Plaxico was also introduced along with the Jets defense. And there is Tom Coughlin. His Giants have lost their last 3 home games. And Tom told us, we're the visiting team. We're treating us as a road game today. Our 3 biggest wins have come on the road in Philadelphia, New England, and Dallas. The Jets won the toss, elected to defer. So the Giants will get the ball first. Nick Folk kicks off, and it is taken 3 yards deep in the end zone by Jarrell Jernigan. Jernigan out across the 25 to the 27-yard line as Eli Manning and the Giants offense heads on to the field. There is an injured Jet, Garrett McIntyre. So McIntyre heads to the Jets sideline. Giants will start from their own 27-yard line.
And Eli Manning has just had an outstanding season. You can see there, he's 3rd in the NFL in yards. We all talk about Rodgers and Breeze and Brady. Eli Manning has had a season that's comparable to those guys, and it's been fun to watch him carry this team throughout the year.
Two tight ends, Brandon Jacobs in the backfield. The handoff to Jacobs on first down, and he's wrapped up after a gain of a yard by Mike DeVito.
Well, we got to find out who the guy is going to be that steps up out of this group to help Eli Manning this afternoon. I think it really needs to be the offensive line. David Boss, the center, is back in. We'll see if they can get this ground game going. The matchups on the outside are going to be fun to watch as Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz go against Antonio Cromartie and Darrelle Revis.
Giants without Mario Manningham today, without starting tight end Jake Ballard, as Ahmad Bradshaw is tripped up by Jamal Westerman.
The New York Jets, the #1 thing they cannot let happen this afternoon is for the Giants to have success in their vertical passing game. They understand where these big plays come from. They've got 2 very, very good corners, but they've got to be wary of the middle of the field. That's where a lot of their damage has happened to them this season.
3rd and 11, that's exactly where they want to be, Darryl. Keep an eye on those guys up front for the Jets.
Play clock at 1. And the Giants took too much time.
5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Even though this is Giant Stadium, the crowd noise really did not help Eli Manning with his communication there at quarterback, trying to relay to his offensive line. See the play clock there on the backside. Just couldn't get the ball off in time, so this Jets crowd really in favor of the Jets today. Although there is a lot of Giants fans here also.
3rd down and 16. Giants must get to the 38. Manning to the outside. Catch is made by Devin Thomas. Gain of 11, but not enough.
And that series set up by 2 ineffective runs to start off. The Giants not running the football the way that I'm used to seeing a Giant team run the football. They're last in the NFL when you talk about rushing, and boy, that's a tough start right there. Your first 2 snaps puts you in that 3rd and long position.
Well, they got 11 yards on that last play. If they didn't get the penalty, they would have had a first down.
Former Jet Steve Weatherford punting to Jeremy Curley, takes it out to 25. Curley across the 40, finally tripped up, setting up outstanding field position for the Jets. A 42-yard punt and then a 19-yard return by Curley. Mark Sanchez and the Jets will start at the 47.
And I think that if you can get your ground game established and let Mark Sanchez feed off of that, that's when he becomes his best at playing the quarterback position. it's going to be paramount for this offensive line to come out and take control against this Giants front.
Sanchez looking to throw on first down. Sean Green gains 8 down to the Giants 45. Chase Blackburn made the tackle as we check out the Jets offense.
And look for the Jets to do that as an offense. They're going to come out, they're going to try and frustrate the defensive line of the New York Giants. Screens, quick passes, try to establish that running game. Here's the key. These 5 guys right here, if they can take control of the line of scrimmage, establish that running game, Mark Sanchez will feed off that. The play action becomes very important. He can start working Santonio Holmes and Plaxico Burress on the outside.
On 2nd and 2, this is Green. Sean Green, the 8th leading rusher in the AFC. 941 yards on the season. Chris Canty made the tackle.
This group right here is going to be the key. Jason Pierre-Paul, who Tony talked about, Justin Tuck. They've got to be able to get pressure on Mark Sanchez. If they can't, I really feel that the zone defense they play on the back end becomes ineffective. We all remember Giant defenses having a relentless pass rush, multiple sacks. If you're not getting to the quarterback, Mark Sanchez will pick apart this zone defense.
1st and 10 from the Giants 42. It's Green again. And Green is bottled up by Canty after a gain of 1.
Looks like they're doing exactly what we thought, Darryl, committing to the run early here in the game.
Yeah, they're going to do that, Tony. There's Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator. It will be the running game. It'll be like the screen pass we saw on the first play of the game, some quick passes on the outside. They really feel if they can frustrate Justin Tuck and Jason Pierre-Paul, that the rest of the defense feeds off of that. They'll get frustrated as well at the linebacker level and in the secondary.
Tight end Keller in motion. On 2nd and 9 off the fake toss. Sanchez looking for Keller. Justin Tuck with the pressure on Sanchez.
Now this is a lot of bumps and bruises for Justin Keller as he comes across. He's trying to get lost down here on the outside. There's Justin Tuck, a little spin move to the back inside.
Yeah, Justin Tuck does a great job of getting his hands up and elevating that throw from Sanchez. We're going to have to do that all day long. I see a lot of those screens and draws talked about earlier.
3rd down and 9. LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield. Jets must get to the Giants 32 for a first down. Sanchez checks it down to Tomlinson, and he is tackled at the 35, about 3 yards shy of the marker.
Keep an eye on Jason Pierre-Paul right here, number 90. He has got speed on that edge, and he has power. He has everything in his toolbox to go and get a great pass rush. That's a guy that they got to go and slow down today.
So Rex Ryan leaving his offense on the field. 4th down and 3 instead of attempting a 53-yard field goal. Backwards pass, and it's picked up by Jason Pierre-Paul, but there's a flag. Giants may have had 12 men on the field.
Wow, there was a lot going on this play.
Wow.
I think what happened with the Giants is they thought that it was just going to be one of those cadence plays. When they broke that formation.
12 players on the field, defense, 5-yard penalty, and the result of the penalty is a first down.
Good eyes, Kenny. There was some mix-ups with the substitution at the very start of that. The Jets got all huddled in. There was a transition back and forth. When they broke formation here, I thought they were just going to try and draw the Giants off sides. You can see that was a forward pass. Good call by the officials. But the substitution at the beginning, trying to match personnel, is what got Tom Coughlin's team in trouble.
So on 4th down and 3, the Giants had an extra man on the field. Jets get a new set of downs from the Giants 31. Sanchez on first down, and that ball was deflected. Michael Boley got a piece of it.
Michael Boley almost had a pick six right there. Mark Sanchez has got a little zip on this ball. It goes through his hands. But I want you to watch him. Watch him read Dustin Keller as he comes out. Watch Michael Boley jump that. Just a little bit beyond his outstretched hands. He's a tick of a second from recognizing that and having a shot at an interception for a touchdown.
3 wide receiver set. Curley in the slot. 2nd and 10 from the Giants 31. Sanchez to the outside, and the catch is made by Holmes with Corey Webster on the coverage. A 13-yard pass play and a Jets first down.
Yeah, sometimes it's just hard to defend. Corey Webster's in really good position right here, but this is great location by Mark Sanchez on the backside, the back shoulder throw to Santonio Holmes.
Inside that red zone, Darryl. You better know where Plexico Burris is going to be. That's a target for Mark Sanchez.
Burris, bottom of the screen, split wide to the left. Jets lead the league in touchdown percentage in the red zone this season as Sanchez hands it off to Green, and Green gains a couple down to the 16-yard line.
And a lot of that improvement in red zone offense this season for the Jets is the addition of Plexico Burris in the passing game. I mean, he causes such a matchup problem with his height and his leaping ability.
Both Brian Schottenheimer and Mark Sanchez told us on Thursday we would love to get Burris involved early in this game. Off the play fake on 2nd and 8. Sanchez to Burris for another Jets first down.
And as an ex-teammate, you're going to know the strengths and weaknesses of everybody in the secondary. So when Plaxico gets matched up with different guys against the Giants, he's going to know what routes they struggle with. He gave a lot of this information to Rex Ryan this week and Brian Schottenheimer. He's working against Aaron Ross. Just a quick little slant.
By getting him involved early, did Rex mean the coin toss?
That's a single captain, coin toss, and 1 catch.
10th play of the drive for the Jets. Play action on 1st and goal. Sanchez throws. Touchdown. Josh Baker.
That's jet-style football right there. Physical with the running game. Here comes the motion across the formation. Watch everybody jump with Plaxico Burris as he comes into your picture from the left. Clears that flat out perfect. Josh Baker untouched into the end zone.
Plaxico Burris did a great job of first trying to block and then coming across the formation like Darryl pointed out. To set that up for Josh Baker.
Nick Folk, the extra point. First career touchdown for Josh Baker. 7-0 Jets.
Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Seven 7-0 lead for the Jets. Josh Baker, rookie out of Northwest Missouri State. 5-yard touchdown reception, as that drive was certainly enhanced by the 12 man on the field penalty on 4th down and 3. Giants had 12 defensive players on the field. Here's Jernigan. Jernigan out across the 30. A rookie out of Troy, 3rd-round draft pick. Good field position for the Giants. Jets celebrate, they lead by a touchdown.
Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Giants start from their own 32-yard line, trailing the Jets 7-0. Off the play fake on 1st down, Manning rolling right and then throws it out of bounds.
Well, it's been an up and down year for the Jets and the Giants. At the start of the season, it was the Jets, the Giants struggling there, but you see as they've moved throughout the course of the year, kind of bouncing back and forth. Here we are, week 15 going in, 8-6. Jets 7-7. Giants.
Giants started the season 6-2, favorable schedule early. Have lost 5 of their last 6, but still control their destiny. Giants send in number 70, Tony Hugo, as an extra blocker. They were there without tight end Jake Ballard today. The handoff to Ahmad Bradshaw. And Bradshaw gains 2 up to the 34-yard line. Bart Scott and Jamal Westerman on the tackle.
And Ahmad Bradshaw been fighting through injuries again this season with that foot, and he is critical to the success of the New York Giants. I think that he presents a bigger problem as a running back. When you talk about Brandon Jacobs, we know he's a big physical guy, but you've got to have movement at the point of attack. Ahmad Bradshaw is more of a creator. He can make things happen when it's not blocked perfectly up front.
Victor Cruz comes in motion, 3rd down and 7. Giants must get to the 42. Manning in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 30-yard line, David Harris.
Darryl, this offensive line right now is struggling. Let's take an eye right here how the Jets overload to the right-hand side of the Giants. They bring 3 linebackers out on that side. That's what puts the pressure right in Manning's face.
5th sack for Harris this season. Low snap, Weatherford punting for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for at the 28-yard line by Jeremy Curley. Harris with the sack, Maven the celebration. 7-0 Jets.
By Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close from Warner Brothers Pictures starts December 25th in select theaters. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost.
Can't hear Darryl. Very low, Darryl, is in my headset.
Jets with a 7-0 lead. Sanchez on 1st down, complete to Burris. His 2nd catch, 7-yard pass play.
Here it is again. It's that controlled style of offense of the New York Jets. They're going to run the football. They're going to throw screens. There's your quick passes on the outside. Brian Schottenheimer's come out and started this game very well. Now, what happened last week against Philadelphia, when it gets away from this team and they feel like they have to get out of it, now they're out of their comfort zone. If they can stay in here in a tight game, this is the Jet style of football.
On 2nd down and 2, it's Green. Good 2nd effort. And Sean Green picks up a 1st down out of the 39-yard line. Time for a game break. We check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, after Willis McGahee had a touchdown overturned by replay, what do the Broncos do next? They give it to Tebow, of course. He takes it in from a yard out. Puts them on top of the Bills 7-0. I'm sure you know this, Kenny Moose and Goose. If the Broncos win today and Oakland loses, the Broncos win the West in the AFC.
And there is the scenario. Thanks, Kurt. End around to Jeremy Curley. And Curley takes it across the 45-yard line for a gain of 6.
Oh, John Connor, the fullback, he just got to make a decision. When you get on the outside, maybe you've been told to block somebody all week long in preparation. Here he comes in motion. Watch as he comes out the backside. Okay, turn and look inside. There's your guy. There's your guy. You ran right by him. You're trying to get to the free safety because that's maybe who you were told to block during the week, but you got to be a football player. You got to get out on that lead block situation and look for opposite color and just go hit it.
Second down and 4. Off the play fake, Sanchez fires. Pass intended for Burris. Aaron Ross on the coverage.
Mark Sanchez with the play action. There it goes. If we can get the running game established, this will become more and more effective. Good tight coverage by Aaron Ross on that play. One of the things that you've heard the Giants secondary talk about this week, hey, we want to be more aggressive. We want to come up. We want to play press. We want to jam them, impact them on the releases, play tight man-to-man. We don't want to play zone all game.
Play clock at 2. 3rd down and 4. Sanchez gets rid of it, and he hits Dustin Keller in the helmet.
Well, he put the pass where it was supposed to be. Justin Keller just wasn't paying attention at all with his head back inside the mark. Sanchez.
Well, when you mix your coverages, Tony, now you don't know whether it's man or zone. You know, he's coming across the middle.
That's a bullseye right there, though.
Yeah. And there's that guy, Jason Pierre-Paul, covering the tight end down the field, the most athletic guy in the field at 6'5", 280.
TJ Conley punting for the first time today. Fair catch is called for at the 16-yard line by Will Blackman, with the Jets leading 7-0. Eli Manning of the Giants offense when we return. Giants start from their own 16-yard line, trailing the Jets 7-0. Tony Hugo enters an extra blocker. Brandon Jacobs in the backfield. Manning could not find anyone, now throws, and Darrelle Revis got a handout, and pass intended for Hakeem Nicks.
Well, Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz were excited about the opportunity to work against Darrelle Revis. He is one of the best cover guys in the NFL. Look at that tight coverage, working back, getting across. You have to be on your game today. All the routes have to be run at the right depth. You've got to get in and out of your breaks very quickly. He is good as there is. Now they're going to try and attack him on the inside. They think that they can have an advantage with inside routes against Revis. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Trash talk throughout the week. Nicks referred to Revis as a, quote, decent corner. Off the play fake to Bradshaw. Manning throws, and the pass was intended for Ramses Barton, who took a hit from the free safety, Brodney Poole.
Again, a good job by players understanding the rules. I want you to watch Brodney Poole. He's way over here. And watch him come across and not go helmet to helmet on a defenseless player. Plays it the right way, and you can still impact this catch. Ramses Barton's going to make the catch, if not for Brodney Poole, but he does it in a way where he doesn't get the flag.
It looked like Aaron Maybin came around and might have hit Eli Manning's arm, because that ball was wobbling when it came out of Eli's hand.
Now 3rd down and 10. Manning with time. He swings it out. Jacobs.
There you go. There's somebody that wants to make a play.
Yep, Brandon Jacobs picks up a 1st down.
That's the way Brandon Jacobs needs to run. Mad. He's got to get mad. He's a big-bodied guy. Watch him out here on the screen. Here he is. He goes in protection first, dumps out. Now when he gets it, turn it on. Right upfield, protect the ball. Look at those guys bouncing off him like popcorn.
See, you got low, Tony. A lot of times Brandon runs a little bit high. You saw that time he dropped down, put the hammer on Kyle Wilson.
Jacobs gained 12. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. And that pass is dropped by Nicks.
Just a lack of concentration. It's attention to detail. When you get into games like this, at the end of the season, one of the things you have to do, your attention to detail has to be spot on. I mean, you can't take anything for granted. It's a back hip throw. Well, you still got to look it in. You got to make your catch.
Can't blame the sun on that one.
You can't play Eli either. It's a great pass right there. They should have been caught. That's a couple now.
Last week in the 1st quarter against Washington, Nicks unable to make the catch on what would have been a short touchdown, but he lost it in the sun. And now Bradshaw out to the 33-yard line for a gain of 4.
That's what you're talking about, Dow, right there with Ahmad Bradshaw. He comes to the line of scrimmage, and then he shuffles out to his left-hand side, and he cuts back actually 2 holes, something that is a little bit different than what Brandon Jacobs runs, and it's a good combination, having to go and prepare for one, and then the other one coming in. They're completely different runners.
Third down and 6. Giants must get to the 39. Manning airing it out, intended for Nicks. Antonio Cromartie on the coverage. No flags. Giants will punt.
Trying to create a one-on-one situation on the backside. But there's your pressure again. Whether it's linebackers getting in, secondary getting in, right now, the Giants are a little bit confused with what the Jets are doing, and they felt that they had a good game plan coming in.
Marty did a really nice job on Nix also, using his body so he couldn't come back inside where that ball was thrown.
The punt is angled towards the sideline. Weatherford keeping it away from Curley. Jets will start at the 20.
Wishing you happy holidays and a
Merry Christmas!
Jets owner Woody Johnson and his family, his club leading the Giants 7-0. Mark Sanchez with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Josh Baker earlier in this first quarter.
Danian Tomlinson getting a little feisty down there, bottom of the pile with Linval Joseph.
Second down and 9. Points in motion. Again, it's Tomlinson. Tomlinson takes it out to the 26-yard line. Gain of 5.
What a great career LaDainian Tomlinson has had, and you know, some talk that this could be his last year here with the New York Jets, but you see where he is right there. He has a nice day this afternoon. He'll pass Jerome Bettis, move up into 5th place all time.
Three receivers set, 3rd down and 4. Sanchez looking right, can't find anyone, now looks left, goes over the middle for Tomlinson, and he makes the catch with Jaquan Williams climbing up his back. It will depend on the spot.
One of the things the Giants want to do is they want to take away the first read from Mark Sanchez. They come out right there, that's covered. Now you go to 2. Okay, that's when Mark Sanchez will get out, and you can maybe force him into a bad decision. Good coverage here. I mean, you've got 2 guys on LaDainian Tomlinson.
Danger zone right there.
Yeah, middle of the field, kind of a floater.
They spotted when LaDainian Tomlinson's knee hits right before that line. Good spot.
Just short, says referee Pete Morelli.
Yeah, you got to punt.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go back to the last punt. We had some pressure. Derek Martin coming on the inside, takes Eric Smith, drives him back into TJ Conley. So no roughing the kicker there because it was his own player, but they brought pressure up the middle. They got Jason Pierre-Paul lined up over the right guard.
Conley punting from the 20-yard line. Terrific kick. Blackman from the 22. And he returns it 7 yards out to the 29. 49-yard punt by Conley, and there is a flag. Well, on Friday, January 6th, it's one of the most anticipated bowl games of the season. 8th-ranked Kansas State and number 6 Arkansas. Our exclusive coverage of the 76th Cotton Bowl Classic live from Cowboy Stadium begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, January 6th on Fox.
Number 54, the kicking team. 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Holding penalty. Nick Ballore, rookie linebacker.
Probably on Jason Pierre-Paul, Darryl.
You know, he's not out there this time, Tony, and I like that. You know, when you've got an athletic guy who's a great pass rusher, I've always wondered why you didn't put him maybe out on the wing. You know, I played the wing, and, you know, Steve Tasker was one of the most difficult guys to block because he was so shifty, but every once in a while, you catch one of those big outside linebackers that's a good pass rusher, and he would come off that side, too. He's used to working in space. You're going up a guy who's not used to protecting in that situation. I thought it was a great move, but Jason Pierre-Paul is not out there on this punt, but he was last time, lined up right in the middle.
And think back 2 weeks ago, the huge blocked field goal by Jason Pierre-Paul at the end of the game in Dallas. Blackman backpedaling, takes it out to 29. Will Blackman across the 40 to the 42. Another flag, 13 yards on the return. 52-yard punt, this time by Conley.
Wow.
Holding against the Jets once again.
But Darryl, we talk about it every week. If you go down to the ground,
there are fouls by both teams on the play. Holding, number 54 to the kicking team, illegal block in the back, number 39 to the receiving team. Penalties will offset. Fourth down.
See Nick Ballore right here, number 54. Go and watch him. He grabs and then just turns and slams him down to the ground.
So Ballore flagged again for the second consecutive punt. And then the Giant penalty, number 39, Tyler Sash, with the shove to the back of Ellis Lankster. So Conley will punt for a third straight time.
I think the Giants right now, they're tipping their hand a little bit if they've got Jason Pierre-Paul and they're obviously going block. I'd leave him in right here. He's athletic enough to work on the return aspect too. Oh boy.
Good pressure from Devin Thomas that time. And it's taken by Antrell Roll. Knocked out of bounds at the 45. So terrific field position for the Giants. Only a 39-yard punt.
Well, back and forth penalty. Just gets a shank right there. Just doesn't hit it right. And this is a smart play by Antrell Roll because that ball hits, it starts to bounce downfield. Don't let that ball hit and continue to roll. He grabbed it. He might have saved them 8 to 10 yards of field position right there. Heads up play by Antrell Roll.
Best starting field position today for the Giants. 11 seconds to go, first quarter. From their own 45-yard line, this is DJ Ware. And Ware is tackled by a helmetless Bart Scott as he gains 6 in Jets territory. First quarter comes to an end. Jets lead the Giants 7-0. This Fox NFL special will return in a moment. Obvious, but it is a huge game for both teams. The Giants would be eliminated with a loss and a Dallas win or tie. Cowboys hosting the Eagles later today on Fox. Giants do control their own destiny should they win today and then beat the Cowboys next week. On 2nd and 5. What a catch by Nix with Revis on the coverage of Giants. First down, gain of 20.
They talked about throwing at Darrelle Revis during the course of this game. They have come out and worked on it. You know, they've allowed Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz to see if they can get open. And there's that inside route. They just feel, you know, if you try to run go routes or run anything to the outside, that's the strength of Darrelle Revis. They feel like they might be able to have some success inside.
First catch for Nix today. Manning in the first quarter, just 3 of 8. On first down, here's Bradshaw. Calvin Pace wraps him up for a loss of a yard.
Hey, Darryl, this offensive line for the Giants just doesn't look like they're coming off the ball. Doesn't look like the Giants offensive line we're used to, especially in this run game.
Well, some of the guys talked about it too, Tony. With David Boss coming back in, there was some discussion about maybe keeping it the way it had been with Kevin Booth at the center and Mitch Petrus at the guard. Bigger bodies, they'd run the ball a little bit better over the last couple of weeks. But David Boss, he's your big free agent signing. So, you know, put him in the game, see what you can do.
Boss, the ex-49er, missed the last 3 games. Second down and 11. Manning to the outside, intended for Barton. Cromartie on the coverage.
Cromartie once again with that body, doing a nice job of forcing receiver outside.
Yeah, Ramses Barden lets Antonio Cromartie just work him all the way to the sideline.
Yeah, once his feet go out of bounds or he steps out of bounds, he can't catch the ball. So Cromartie did a nice job making a play on it, trying to get interception on that one.
3rd down and 11. Barton split to the left. Cruz and Nix to the right. Giants must get to the 20 for a first down. Manning throws wide open. Victor Cruz cuts inside the 10 and is finally tackled by David Harris at the Jets' 2
this season. Victor Cruz all the way out here. Watch him get down the field, works the in route. They've got zone coverage. There goes that middle of the field. When the Jets have struggled in the passing game, the middle of the field has just opened completely up. And there's a nice job with the run after the catch by Victor Cruz.
Yeah, David Harris, Keith Nix ran a little curl route, and David Harris just vacated that area where Victor Cruz was.
First and goal from the 2. Manning looking end zone. He throws, and it bounces off the tight end, Travis Beckham.
Travis Beckham, number 47, trying to find his way across. Boy, that's dangerous down in that goal line when that ball bounces up in the air. The Giants got real lucky right here.
No Jake Ballard today. Giants have 2 tight ends on the field, Beckham and Pasco, and a fullback, Henry Hynoski. Here's Jacobs, and he is stopped by the combination of Sione Mo'ua and Mark Scott.
Sione does a nice job with penetration. Watch him right here. Watch this Jets defensive line. They penetrate. They're in the backfield. So now you can't cut. You have to run straight ahead, and that makes it easy for the linebackers. And that's when Bart Scott right here just comes and cleans it up. Exactly what you want to do as a defensive line.
Three wide receivers for the Giants. Third and goal from the 2. Play clock at 1. Manning, end zone, and it is broken up by Revis, intended for Nix.
God, he's got great hands. I mean, watch him come across and deflect this ball.
This timing is impeccable.
You can't play this any better. The quick feet, the break inside. Look at him trap and pull the arm down to Hakeem Nix.
I mean, Hakeem Nix has the ball. Revis does it, like you said there, does a great job of just going. He's not all the way around front where he can punch the pocket. He gets his arm, takes his arm away, and that's why the ball comes out.
So here's Lawrence Tynes, a 21-yard attempt from the right hash. And the Giants are on the scoreboard, but they had first and goal from the 2, could not punch it in. Revis makes the big play on third down.
Today's game is sponsored by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By the Droid Razor, thin is no longer frail, only at Verizon. And by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Back at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford with the Jets leading the Giants 7-3. Giants 9 plays, 53 yards. They had first and goal from the 2 and had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, the Jets did a good job with their red zone defense there. Good coverage on that first play. And I like the play call by the Giants on that first play in that goal-to-go situation, little play action, but the Jets did a nice job with coverage.
Coming out of the end zone, Antonio Cromartie, and he is tackled at the 13-yard line by Chase Blackburn.
Darrelle Revis, they think that they can work the inside on him, but I think they may have to rethink that one after that coverage on that third down play. Great job defending Hakeem Nix on the slant.
Jets start from the 13-yard line as Sanchez overthrows Joe McKnight.
You got to take advantage of this opportunity. You get Joe McKnight matched up against Michael Boley, a linebacker, and it's just a go route. You can see he's beat right away. Antrell Roll is going to have trouble getting over there. Mark Sanchez has got to put that ball in a spot where at least Joe McKnight can make a play on it.
McKnight listed as questionable throughout the week due to a shoulder injury. Second and 10 from the 13. Sanchez over the middle to Keeler. Out to the 18-yard line, a gain of 5.
This game is evolving, you know, the way that if you're a Jet fan, you want to see it. Run the ball effectively. Mark Sanchez at 8 out of 13. You're starting to build that confidence. Now, the big question is, when do they go for that shot down the field. The Giants have really struggled with big pass plays this year. The Jets feel like they can get one down the middle of the field on them.
3 wide receivers set for the Jets. Early in the slot. 3rd down and 5. Jets must get to the 23. Catch is made by Curley. And we'll see if the Jets get a favorable spot here.
He did a good job of getting beyond the sticks when he ran his route.
So Curley picks up the 1st down. Gain of 6.
And the reason you do this is exactly this situation right here. Antrell Roll does a nice job of making the tackle immediately. But Jeremy Curley goes far enough with his distance to make sure he clears the sticks. So if he is tackled immediately after the catch, he still has the yardage for the 1st down. We see so many guys not go beyond the sticks.
From the 24 off the play fake. Plaxico Burress. Another Jets 1st down. 3rd catch for Burress, gain of 15.
They're going right out the middle of the field here.
Now this is nice too, Tony. This is really good quick play action by Mark Sanchez. Look at the fake right there and then up quickly with the short post into the middle of the field.
Well, what's happening is with the play action and the run going so well for the Jets, those linebackers got to play run first, and it's slowing them down from dropping into the area right there where Plaxico caught the ball.
From the 39 on 1st down, and Sean Green out to the 43-yard line. Gain of 4, setting up 2nd down and 6. Plaxico Burress, game-winning touchdown reception for the Giants in Super Bowl 42. Still has many friends on the other side. 3 catches today. In fact, he spent part of Thanksgiving with Brandon Jacobs and his family. Sanchez on 2nd and 6. Backpedaling now, he throws, and the catch is made by Green. Michael Boley trying to bring him down shy of the marker, but a nice second effort by Green.
You know, right now Mark Sanchez is doing a good job of knowing where his outlets are. He's going to drop back. He wants to get the ball downfield. There's the pressure, but he knows exactly where Sean Green is going to be. So right now, you know, as the Giants came into this game, they felt if they could take away the early reads on Mark Sanchez, that he becomes frustrated, and he might give them an opportunity for an interception. Right now, I'm seeing him doing a nice job of knowing where his outlets are.
Nice job by Green also getting that extra yardage.
New set of downs for the Jets. 2 pump fakes by Sanchez. Moving to his right, directing traffic. Did not find anyone. And then he runs into the arms of Justin Tuck at the line of scrimmage. Time for another game break with Kurt.
Well, look at this. The Miami Dolphins, who have really been playing well lately, are going up into New England and giving it to the Patriots. Brandon Marshall with a 19-yard touchdown reception. And the Dolphins have a 10-0 lead in the 2nd quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose, the Patriots trying to get the #1 seed in the AFC, but they're having trouble right now.
Well, the Patriots would clinch a bye with a win. They would clinch home field with a win. And losses by the Steelers and the Ravens. Steelers lead the Rams 3-0. On 2nd and 9, delayed handoff to Green. And Green is brought down at the Giants 44 after a gain of 5. Jets keeping an eye on the scoreboard as well. Jets, for the moment, in the #6 spot in the AFC. At 8-6, same record as the Bengals, who lead Arizona 10-0 in the 2nd quarter. Jets have the tiebreaker, at least as of today, as far as strength of schedule, strength of opponent with Cincinnati. The Jets lead this game 7-3, and the Bengals leading the Cardinals 10-0. 3rd down and 4. Jets must get to the 41. Tomlinson is tackled a yard shy by Jaquan Williams. He needed 4. He gained 3. Now the Jets faced another 4th down situation, and Rex Ryan sends out the punting unit.
But it's a good decision. I mean, this is a tight-fought game. You know, field position is going to be critical because of the way the Jets play. You know, punt this ball, try and pin the Giants back deep. Jaquan Williams, nice job making that tackle. How many you see LaDainian Tomlinson out in the flat, catch and turn, and he's going to get that 1st down for you.
Right here, you got to be aware of that fake punt also. This is the area where they run it.
Conley punts it away from the 48. Blackman lets it go. And it rolls into the end zone. Ellis Langster tried to keep it out, but he knocked it into the end zone for a touchback. So the Giants, trailing 7-3, will start from their own 20-yard line when we return.
This is Staff Sergeant Jennifer Jenkins from Camp Bastion, Afghanistan. I'd like to give a shout out to my family in Prattville, Alabama. Merry Christmas, Maddie Pie. Mommy loves you.
To all the men and women of our military and their families who are a part at this holiday time, thank you from all of us at Fox for your commitment and your sacrifice.
Absolutely. With the Jets leading the Giants 7-3. Giants start from the 20-yard line as Brandon Jacobs is tackled by Mike DeVito, gain of 2.
Giants have not been able to get into a rhythm, and Eli Manning talked about this last week against the Washington Redskins as well. Really, that only drive that was effective, their last one, and that was created by the short field with all the penalties on the Jets special teams, but they are not in sync for the start of the second week in a row.
And in 5 of the Giants' last 7 games, they have not scored a touchdown in the first half. On second down, and that pass is broken up. Intended for Victor Cruz. Kyle Wilson on the coverage for the Jets.
We get focused on Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie. This is nice coverage by Kyle Wilson, number 20. Just a vertical route right up the seam. Again, just really nice hand-to-eye by the secondary of the New York Jets, doing a great job knocking these balls away.
Receiver set for the Giants. They must get to the 30. Catch is made by Gordon, but he is tackled at the 25-yard line, first by Antonio Cromartie. So the Giants go 3 and out.
The big challenge for the Giants offense this week is identifying where the threat is coming from. Pretty easy right there. You can see all the guys on the outside. But then they play a nice zone coverage in behind that. So you think you're going to get all that pressure, you send the guys down vertical, and you're going to have some space, but the Jets trick the Giants and are playing zone coverage behind that blitz.
Weatherford punting for the 4th time from his own 15-yard line. Taken at the 22 by Curley. Big burst by Jeremy Curley as he is across midfield. And then finally forced out of bounds. A 53-yard punt and then a 28-yard return by Curley.
Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
Jets with a 7-3 lead. Giants medical staff working on wide receiver Hakeem Nicks. Jets start at midfield on first down. The handoff to LaDainian Tomlinson, who gained 6 down to the Giants' 44-yard line.
Now, just a difference in the offensive lines. The Jets' offensive line are sticking on those defensive linemen, and they're driving at the point of attack. They're moving the pile a little bit, something that you don't see out of that Giants' offensive line, and that's why the rushing yards you just saw are leaning hard to the Jets.
Yeah, they're actually providing some running lanes for Sean Green and LaDainian Tomlinson. They're punching some holes in that Giant defensive front.
Second down and 4. The end around to Santonio Holmes. And he's tackled by Jason Pierre-Paul back at the 46. A loss of 2. Time for another game break. Here's Kurt.
Hey, the Steelers could win the North. They could get the #1 seed, or they could be a wild card. This guy trying to help. He's a wild card. John Clay signed off the practice squad yesterday. First NFL carry gives the Steelers a 10-0 lead, and New England's losing 17-0 to Miami. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Could be another wild day, guys, as we saw last Sunday.
I don't know if you can top last Sunday.
Penalty markers prior to the
65
snap.
offense. 5-yard penalty remains.
You guys were just talking about the Jets' offensive line and how well they've looked today. False start on the right guard, Brandon Moore.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you listen, Mark Sanchez from down here on the field, you could hear him really working that hard count, trying to draw those Giants defensive linemen off sides, and just that time he got his own guy, Brandon Moore.
He does a pretty good job for a younger guy, too,
really
Tony.
does.
I know it's one of the things that you talk about, you know, as a veteran and you get older, you become very, very good at it. And, you know, he's got Mark Brunell behind him, one of the best at it.
Timeout, Jets. First team timeout.
Jets use their first timeout. They lead the Giants 7-3.
Down with Jason Pierre-Paul and Justin Tuck yesterday, and it was interesting to listen to Justin talk about Jason and how athletic he is. He said he's never seen anybody that has the athletic ability that Jason Pierre-Paul does.
He also told us Pierre-Paul's ceiling is so high he has no clue what he's doing yet, and he meant that in a positive fashion. Now Sanchez on 3rd down and 10. And a diving attempt at the interception. Pass was intended for Dustin Keller.
There's another one where he's trying to thread it in there, Darryl.
Yeah, that's that shot that they were hoping to get, Tony. They wanted to get Dustin Keller down the middle of the field. There goes 81 against Michael Boley. It's good position by Michael Boley. Force him to the outside. Don't let him back inside. Watch the release. Now he's going to turn, make him come to the outside. That allows Deion Grant, number 34, the safety, to see all that develop and have the ability to break on the ball.
Conley punting from his own 40-yard line. Blackman lets it go, and
nice.
It is kept out this time. Langston could not, and that was a touchdown.
There should be no reason for even a discussion, Kenny. There should not be a Giant player anywhere near that ball. I think I saw the official signal first down for the Jets. All you have to do is be blocked into the ball. Once you get around it, it doesn't matter if you initiate contact. One of the Jets players can take you and block you into the ball. That's clean right there.
Although once Langston touched it, it would be an illegal touch once the Giants make contact, so it doesn't even matter if a Giant touched it here once it was touched by the Jet, Ellis Langston.
Chase Blackburn should know that because he was a special teams veteran on this Giant team as he came into the NFL.
We have illegal touching by a member of the kicking team at the 1-yard line. The ball will be spotted at the 1-yard line. New York Giant ball.
Good job, Kenny.
So once it is touched by Langston, it does not matter what happens after that as far as a potential touch by the Giants. Langston tried to keep it out the last time and could not.
Well, we saw that Jets defensive line in front 7 penetrate a little bit in situations like this. These guys are licking their chops. That Giants offensive line better come and fire out so they can get this ball out of the end zone area.
So with 2:37 remaining in this second quarter, Jets leading 7-3. Manning from the end zone, and it is Revis again stepping in front of Ramses Barden.
And it's interesting that they've chosen Ramses Barden as the receiver to put Darrelle Revis on. I would have expected Hakeem Nicks or Victor Cruz more often. Gosh, he's good. He's changed the direction.
He just knows when to punch that box right there. Look how he sticks his hand in there and just tips that ball.
One of the things that I think very good corners don't get enough credit for is how much they study film. I used to watch Deion Sanders and how much film study he did. By formation, by personnel, he knew what routes to expect coming out, and if he had the opportunity to jump it, he was.
2nd and 10, Manning out of the shotgun from the end zone with time. Throws to the outside, and Barden, again the intended receiver with Cromartie on the coverage this time.
And the bad thing is when you play against corners as aggressive as Antonio Cromartie and Darrelle Revis, if you make a mistake, if you slip and fall, you're very fortunate not to have an interception. When Ramses Barden slips right there, he's lucky that Antonio Cromartie doesn't make that interception. You got to get some positive yards here just so you can punt the ball from a normal distance.
Manning on 3rd and 10. He fires, and the catch is made by Cruz, who breaks free. One man to beat. Victor Cruz down the sideline. Cruz is going to take it all the way, tying an NFL record. 99 yards from Manning to Cruz.
Well, so much for getting some positive yards for a punt, Tony.
Unbelievable.
And this is a missed tackle. This should be a 10 to 11 yard gain. You're going to have the first down, but watch this move by Victor Cruz right there. Boy, does he stop and change direction on Antonio Cromartie. Watch. Foot in the ground, stopped.
And it's just a foot race.
And that's a nice little move right there from Eric Smith to get those legs out, stay inbounds.
Longest pass play in Giants history for the 13th time in NFL history. Wes Welker did it earlier this season for the Patriots against Miami. For the 13th time, a 99-yard touchdown reception. Ties with the extra point. Giants take a 10-7 lead. Talk about a huge turn of events, Darryl. Giants with 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. 2nd and 10 from the 1. 3rd and 10. Manning out of the end zone, hitting Cruz, and then the second-year receiver does the rest.
Well, in that situation, you're worried about your punt team coming on and not having your traditional 15 yards because you're backed up on the 1-yard line, and you want to get some positive yards so you can kick the ball effectively. And Victor Cruz, just a great individual effort. That one move where he plants his foot, stops and changes direction, and a game that the Jets had completely controlled up until this point. You can hear the crowd right now. They're stunned. They don't know what to say.
Well, some of them are chanting Cruz, at least the Giants portion of this crowd. The Jet fans are stunned. 99 yards from Eli Manning to Victor Cruz. Think back to the 2010 preseason. Cruz, as a rookie, had a huge day against the Jets. 6 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and then was injured, played in only 3 games last year. And what a revelation for the Giants this season, making Giant fans, Giant coaches forget about the loss of Steve Smith to Philadelphia.
Yeah, and that's what we had that game earlier this year when Victor Cruz had his coming out party down in Philadelphia. And yeah, even the coaches, we knew he was a good receiver. We did not know he was this explosive as he's played this season.
Cromartie tackled at the 12. Will Blackman, terrific special teams player, former Green Bay Packer.
Here's a 99-yard touchdown pass that only goes 11 yards down the field, and it's a great stop and start by Victor Cruz. The ability to plant your foot, change direction, and get going the other way. He leaves Antonio Cromartie on his knees.
That should have been an 11-yard gain right there for a first down, and that's what happens when you miss tackles. And you got speed, like Victor Cruz.
The Jets trailing by 3. Start from their own 13-yard line. Sanchez to Green. And Sean Green weaves his way up to the 18-yard line for a gain of 5. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning with the Giants leading by 3. Just to look like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Very similar. Very similar.
2nd down and 4. Sanchez complete for a first down to Dustin Keller.
I'll tell you what, Mark Sanchez, I like him in this 2-minute drill right here. Right now, the communication between the Giants a little rough, but we'll see what he can get done.
There's Curly Goose. And the question is, once he ruled down, Aaron Ross will take it back into the end zone.
Wow. They did not rule him down. There was no signal by the official.
It'll be reviewed upstairs.
Pete Morelli getting together with his crew. As Curly lands on top of Roll.
You know what? I think that was his elbow.
Wow.
So I think he is not down. He's going to land on top of Antrell Roll mostly.
We will review the previous play.
And if his elbow hits, he is down, right?
Well, it's the forearm and the back of the hand, and you're still live. The palm of your hand, you're down.
Curley goes over the top of Roll. Let's see if the elbow hits.
Is it the elbow or the forearm, though?
But did it hit on the ground or on the right cleat of Roll? Looked like the elbow may have landed on the right cleat of Antrell Roll.
It really does. It looks like it's on the foot. Wow.
That's a heads-up play by the Giants, though, scooping that up and bringing it in the end zone.
So Pete Morelli will take a look at it as we bring in our NFL rules expert, Mike Pereira, from our Fox studios in Los Angeles. Mike, what did you see on those replays?
Well, you know, it's interesting because you're going to look here now to see, does the elbow hit the ground or is it on the shoe? Remember, they ruled on the field fumble. So if you can show here elbow on the ground, that to me puts him down. Really, really close, though. And again, factor in what they called on the field. You don't get the best shot of when the elbow hit here, but here's one thing is clear. One thing is clear. If that elbow is on the shoe, he is not down at that point, and the ball does come out right at that point. So they're going to focus on trying to get that shot of the elbow, which, again, so close. But I think you got to look at that elbow. Does it hit there on the ground?
I'll give you one more good look, Mike. Here's the one that we see. Take a look at this one, Mike.
This is the best look. This is the one they're going to focus on under the hood, is this one right here. And they will do exactly what you're doing. Then they're going to try to stop it here just to see, is the elbow on the ground there? That's what they're, because he still got possession there. You know, to me, it's one of those where you rule this as being down on the field, it stays. And, you know, I do think actually that the elbow does hit the ground, even though it's so close. But I'm a guy that loves to stay with the call on the field unless it's so totally obvious.
Here comes referee Pete Morelli. Thanks, Mike.
After reviewing the play, the receiver's elbow is down. He is down by contact. The ball will be placed on the 30.5-yard line. Second down.
So it is ruled by Pete Morelli that Curley's elbow hit the turf and not the right cleat of Antrell Roll.
I thought Mike was going to be right. I thought that they would stay with what was called on the field.
Well, I think the angle of the foot, it would have slid off the foot, and his elbow would have hit anyway. You know, it's not like he was totally under it. It was almost like on an angle where his elbow did hit the shoe, it would have slid down and then hit the turf. So I thought it was a good call.
Great break for the Jets right now. Let's see if they can do anything with this here with 1:26 to go.
Second down and 5. Sanchez throws, and the catch is made for a first down by Santonio Holmes. Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Holmes gains 15.
A couple of nice plays here. Number one, Santonio Holmes maintaining his balance, staying on his feet to be able to run after the catch. And then watch Dustin Keller, number 81, turn and get a block on Corey Webster right there to allow Santonio to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Jets, as you see on our Fox box, upper left-hand corner, have 2 timeouts remaining. Sanchez on first down, complete to Curley, takes it into Giants territory, and is out of bounds just shy of the marker at the 45-yard line, a gain of 9.
So these right here are the timeouts. As you can see, the Jets have 1 down.
Giants have 3 remaining.
Nice little timeout thing. I like that. Thank Kenny.
I like your look today, Goose.
Thank you.
First time we've seen you in a tie all season. Here's Tomlinson.
Nice
Tomlinson down to the 35. Kenny Phillips made the tackle. LT picks up a Jets first down, gain of 11.
Nice play call by Mark Sanchez right there in the 2-minute situation.
From the Giants 34. Dustin Keller, the intended receiver, unable to make the catch.
Nice pass by Sanchez.
Yeah, Dustin got beat up on this one.
Yeah, we're coming right across. I mean, Keller has an opportunity. I mean, for some reason, I don't know, it hits him right in the hands. Just can't get it in. I mean, he was wide open. He could have got out of bounds too and helped him out a little bit there.
There's Perry Fuel, Giants defensive coordinator. Second down and 10. 42 seconds remaining. Second quarter, Giants lead 10-7 on a 99-yard touchdown pass from Eli Manning to Victor Cruz, and Jaquan Williams up in the face of Sanchez. What a first half for Williams today.
He has played well. Very athletic, good in coverage, and good at finding his way through traffic here to get pressure on Mark Sanchez.
Keller in the backfield comes out to the right there wide open, but Sanchez doesn't have enough time to get it out to him.
Now the Jets will use their second timeout. With 38 seconds remaining, time for a preview of the Visa Halftime Report with Kurt.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll have scores and highlights from a busy Christmas Eve in the NFL. 10 games going on right now, including the Patriots still fighting for home field in the playoffs. And Tim Tebow plays his coldest game ever. That's all coming up when you join Maestro and me and them on the Visa Halftime.
Maybe Kurt can help out. I mean, help out with a little bit of rhythm there.
What a job by conductor Bradshaw. I'm not sure how Kurt maintained his concentration.
I know, man. I'll tell you.
I knew that Terry could conduct an offense, but I didn't know he could conduct a choir as well.
He was a little out of rhythm there, though. A little out of rhythm.
Trying to get them excited to him.
Yeah, he was trying. He was trying. I think he scared him a little bit.
Sanchez on third down and 10. And this time Keller able to make the catch for a Jets first down at the Giants' 19-yard line. 15-yard reception with 33 seconds remaining.
This is just a nice play. Dustin Keller, number 81, working against Michael Boley. He's got safety help over the top, too. That's just a nice throw by Mark Sanchez. Not a lot of room for air right there. Good location with the throw.
Jets with one timeout remaining. Sanchez 6 for 8 on this drive.
Max goes up top in the red zone.
Instead, Sanchez looking for Santonio Holmes. Diving attempt. Corey Webster on the coverage. 29 seconds on the clock. Second and 10 upcoming for Sanchez and the Jets.
Working the one-on-one. Just a little bit beyond the outstretched hands of Santonio Holmes. Justin Tuck and Jason Pierre-Paul in that walk-around situation right in the A-gaps.
3 wide receivers. Sanchez on second down, moving to his left. He throws. It is Burris who is ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, his knee came down out of bounds.
Good call by the officials. So the Jets now facing 3rd and 10 with 23 seconds remaining, second quarter. Giants with a 3-point lead. Empty backfield for the Jets. Play clock at 1. Sanchez wrapped up. Down he goes, back at the 26-yard line. We've been talking about him all day long. Jason Pierre-Paul now with 14.5 sacks.
Coming off your edge on the outside. working against DeBrickashaw Ferguson. And there's the bad thing about Jason Pierre-Paul.
Team timeout, a 30-second timeout.
Speed and power right there. I mean, DeBrickashaw Ferguson is a Pro Bowl left tackle for the AFC. And Jason Pierre-Paul has that unique ability. You're worried about the athleticism, the speed to go around you, and then when he decides to drop those shoulders and do a bull rush, he's extremely strong.
Yeah, you saw DeBrickashaw on his heels backpedaling, and Jason Pierre-Paul does a nice job just coming right inside, keeping him square. And you know what else, Darryl? Jason Pierre-Paul has an extension. His arms, I think they're 38 inches long. I mean, when he goes and extends his arms, it is so hard for those offensive linemen to stay on.
That's why he's in the middle of this field goal attempt right now.
Hold up, guys, hold up, guys.
Timeout is taken by the Giants.
Timeout, Giants. First team timeout, 30-second timeout.
Lines up to attempt a 44-yard field goal. Two teams who share this stadium, both using their own locker rooms today. Giants are on the west sideline. During their home games, they are usually on the opposite side.
You mentioned all the talk this week, Kenny, and it is the proximity. I mean, the training facilities are very close to each other. They obviously play in the same city, the same stadium, and you know, not so much a rivalry because it's not the same, not even the same conference, let alone the same division. But this is bragging rights for the next 4 years.
It's only the 12th regular season meeting. They've faced one another in the preseason every year since 1969. Here is Folk from 44 yards out. The kick is no good, wide to the right. So the Jets, who scored on their opening drive to take a 7-0 lead, trail the Giants 10-7. Now to Kurt and the gang for the Visa halftime report. We get set for the second half. Giants lead the Jets 10-7. Darryl, the first half numbers.
Well, it's been the big play in the first half for the New York Giants. The Jets really controlled the flow of the game, but you see right there, 3 20-plus yard plays for the Giants, none for the Jets.
Cruz with 2 of the 3. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Jets won the opening coin toss deferred, so they will get the ball first here in the second half. Giants kickoff is taken 3 yards deep by Joe McKnight. Jets will start at their own 22-yard line, trailing the Giants by 3. Thanks to one big play, 99 yards from Manning to Cruz.
And that's what the Jets have to do. They have to keep that in perspective. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They ran the ball more effectively. As Michael Strahan said, they're pressuring Eli Manning more than Mark Sanchez is getting pressure. It's one play, and it was a great individual effort by Victor Cruz. It's an 11-yard pass play where he just makes a radical cut and makes Antonio Cromartie go to the ground, and he goes 99 yards for a touchdown.
13th 99-yard pass in NFL history, and it gave the Giants a 3-point lead. First and 10, 22-yard line. Off the play fake, Sanchez throws, and it's nearly intercepted by Deion Grant. Dustin Keller, the intended receiver.
And that's what I mean by keeping it in perspective. Don't feel like you have to come out and press and try to make something happen. This is a throw that Mark Sanchez shouldn't make. Dustin Keller's crossing over. It's a great read by Deion Grant, number 34. He recognizes the boot. He knows there's going to be somebody shallow, somebody in their intermediate range, and somebody deep. As soon as he sees it, he drifts back and almost gets the interception.
LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield. Play clock at 2, second down and 10 as the Jets get the stop away just in time. And Sanchez's pass in the ground intended for Tomlinson.
I had a chance to talk with Tom Coughlin He's stressed that in the second half, we have to go and establish the run. We cannot put Eli in the situation where they're just going to go and tee off and rush the passer all the time. And then I talked to Rex about that touchdown play that Darryl talked about earlier, and he just said, listen, we had the perfect defense called. We fell down. We have to back each other up, and we have to tackle in plays like that. He was adamant about stressing the tackles at halftime.
All right, thanks, Goose. 3rd down and 10. 4 wide receivers for the Jets. They must get to the 32-yard line. Pass was deflected at the line. Dave Tollefson got a hand on it.
You get the edge pressure from Justin Tuck is going to force Mark Sanchez to step up. And then as he throws, he's going to make contact. Dave Tollefson gets up, deflects that pass.
Well, the Jets go 3 and out on the opening possession here in the second half. The punt by Conley, taken at the 30 by Blackman. Nowhere to go. So Eli Manning and the Giants offense with a 3-point lead will start from their own 31.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Lexus December to Remember sales event for a limited time at your Lexus dealer. By CBW, people who get it. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Welcome back. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Giants with a 10-7 lead over the Jets. Start from their own 31-yard line. 3 wide receivers. The handoff to Bradshaw. Goose, you talked about the Giants running game. They had a total of 6 rushing yards in the first half. Bradshaw gains 5 on that play.
Well, you really take a look at the first half. It's one play. I mean, you look right here. Victor Cruz's 99-yard touchdown reception, and the other 25 plays only netted 83 yards. So, again, it goes back to what Coach Coughlin told Tony coming out at halftime. You know, Eli needs some help. These guys need to step up. The offensive line needs to start creating running lanes for the running game.
Giants with only 4 first downs in the first half. And they lead thanks to the 99-yard pass play as Bradshaw is bottled up and driven down by Calvin Pace.
Nice job by Bart Scott.
Yeah, he blew that whole thing up.
He just came right in. He saw a lane. He came. He penetrated, and he just caused havoc back there and gave the rest of those guys on that front 7 time to go and wrap them up.
Loss of 3 on the play, setting up 3rd down and 8.
Victor Cruz, your big play guy in the slot right here, working against Kyle Wilson.
Giants must get to the 41 for a first down. And that pass hit off Marcus Dixon.
The Jets doubling on the outside, and then they're going to trap Victor Cruz. Plenty of time for Eli. But again, it's what Tony likes to see the defensive lineman do all the time. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, watch his eyes, and then as he throws, elevate, try and deflect that ball.
Yeah, you take away those passing lanes.
Weatherford, the former Jet, punting from his own 22-yard line. Terrific kick, forcing Curley all the way back to the 10. A return of 11 yards to the 22. A 58-yard punt by Weatherford. Another opportunity for Mark Sanchez and the Jets offense. Early 3rd quarter with the Giants leading the Jets 10-7. Mark Sanchez and the Jets going to work from their 23-yard line. Sean Green up the middle. 5 out to the 28.
That's like that same change-up play, Darryl. We keep seeing that little draw right up the middle of the field.
That's good, tough running by Sean Green. Not a whole lot there, but just trusting the guys in front of you. And maybe that's something that has a little bit to do with the Giants running game. I don't know if if the running backs have as much confidence what the offensive line has been doing this season. But for the Jets, Sean Green, LaDainian Tomlinson, with John Connor leading them through, they trust that those running lanes are going to be there, and they're making some tough yards at some tight spots.
Second and 5, it's Green again. He found a hole and picks up a Jets first down out to the 37.
That's amazing right there. I didn't see a hole at all.
Yeah, you just got to trust the guys in front of you. John Connor gets through there, gets the block on Chase Blackburn, but there's not a whole lot there. It's a very small hole, but if you trust your guys up front that they're going to do their jobs and you keep pressing it, you can pop through some tight fits like that.
From the 36 on first down, it's Green as the Jets continue to ground and pound. Gain of 4. Time for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the bad news season for the Vikings just got worse. Keep your eye inside the circle. Adrian Peterson on the run. Ugh. His left knee just collapses on that hit. They're officially saying it's a left leg injury, but clearly it's a little bit more than that. Christian Ponder also out of the game with a head injury. They do have the lead in Washington, but bigger picture, not looking good. Kenny Moose and Goose.
I hate to see that. Not a guy of that caliber. God, he's been battling injuries all year.
Second down and 6 after 3 straight runs by Green. Sanchez in trouble. Down he goes. Justin Tuck with the sack of Sanchez back at the 34-yard line.
That's just great patience by Justin Tuck. Watch him out. Right over here. He sees it. It gets nice and flat. He doesn't bite on anything and just keeps going and closing the area between him and Mark Sanchez. Does a nice job of wrapping it up. Almost gets the ball out right there. And a little bow to the crowd to get them fired up.
It's funny to listen to him talk so highly about Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah,
you look at Justin Tuck, he's pretty athletic himself, and he said he's not even close to what Jason Pierre-Paul can do. I don't know about that. That was pretty good play right there.
Now Sanchez on 3rd and 12 fires, and it's nearly intercepted by Kenny Phillips. Antonio Holmes, the intended receiver. Jets will send out the punting unit.
Got that weird feeling right now, Tony. The game's kind of hanging there in the balance, waiting for somebody to make a play, Somebody needs to step up and make a play.
Well, it seemed like the Jets had that momentum early until that big play led up by their defense, 99 yards by Cruz, and now it's sort of like stagnant, but it's swinging a little bit more towards the Giants down here.
Conley punting from his own 23. The 24, it's Blackman. And a nice tackle made on special teams by Bart Scott. Only a 3-yard return. Big sack by Justin Tuck. Giants get the ball back, leading by 3.
Fox is sponsored by Verizon. Call ** NFL to download NFL Mobile only from Verizon.
Early 3rd quarter, Giants 10, Jets 7. First and 10 for the Giants from their own 27-yard line. Good protection on first down. Manning now moving to his right, chased by Pace. He throws. And Darrell Revis on the coverage for the Jets.
Let's go back and take a look at this punt. I want to show you something the Giants are doing. We've noticed Jason Pierre-Paul out there. Here he is right here. Here's Linville Joseph. Here's Chris Canty. And then on the outside is Matthias Kiwanuka. You've got 4 defensive end type pass rushers. Dave Tollison, who's normally on there, is on the outside. So this Jet punt team in their protection is facing 5 pass rush specialists from the Giants defense.
Giants doing whatever it takes. Brandon Jacobs. Jacobs running hard. Out across the 35-yard line, gain of 9. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL now.
The way that Brandon Jacobs is running 3rd and 1, and they take him out of the game.
I think it's
I would have given him the ball right here.
I think it's where the offensive line is blocking. Why you got 4 wide receivers out there.
Send in the former Jet DJ Ware to block. And Manning miscommunication as that pass was nowhere in the vicinity of either Nix or Cruz.
Strange right there.
Well, you run the vertical to clear out, and Eli expected Victor Cruz on the inside to run a curl. He breaks to the inside. Eli's throwing it high to the corner. And he knows as soon as he lets it go that his wide receiver went the wrong way.
This will be the fourth punt of the third quarter. We have not yet played 6 minutes. Weatherford 58 yards the last time. This one is end over end. Taken on the run by Curley, but he called for a fair catch. So the Jets trailing by 3. Back in offense when we return. Back at MetLife Stadium. Woody Johnson on the right. Jets owner, Giants co-owner John Mara. Jets will start from their own 28-yard line. Trailing the Giants 10-7. Sean Green spins across the 35-yard line. Out to the 36 for a gain of 8.
That's just that same play over and over again. I formation right up in the A gap.
Yeah, but they're not able to take advantage of it with the play action, Tony. We've seen them run the ball effectively, but we haven't seen them be able to take advantage of it with the play action pass.
Green replaced by Tomlinson, second down and 3. First down, Tomlinson, out to the 42.
There's that confidence of that O-line, though. You know, you get into these second and short, not second and short, but second and medium situations. You have confidence that you can run the ball for the first down. They're staying ahead of the chains, and the Jets really all afternoon have done a nice job on first down.
Sean Green right there trying to work out that little boo-boo he got.
Football players get boo-boos?
Yeah.
False start, number 17. Offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
They talk about that hard count with Mark Sanchez, and he got Plexico Burris on that one.
Yeah, but there's no excuse.
No.
Being a wide receiver on the outside, you shouldn't be listening. You should be looking into the ball.
Think he was getting the pass on that one, Darryl? He's a little anxious right there.
Well, I hope so. I mean, if it's a running play, he's even in more trouble.
Sanchez on first and 15. Catch is made at the 43-yard line by Dustin Keller for a gain of 7. Time for another game break. Here's Kurt.
After being down 17-0 at home to the Dolphins, the Patriots mounting a comeback. Tom Brady hooking up with Deion Branch to the back of the end zone. 1-yard score that came off a Dolphin turnover. They're now within a touchdown in the third quarter, 17-10. Kenny Moosenden.
I don't think any lead is safe when you're playing the Patriots. Tom Brady's just too good.
Sanchez on second and 8 looking for Santonio Holmes. There is a flag back at the 36-yard line. It's against the Jets.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Yeah, Wayne Hunter had Justin Tuck on him, and he just tries to grab him and pull him down to the ground. Watch him right here. He gets his hands inside. He gets a little piece, tries to back up and yank Tuck down. See the jersey right there. Not too smart. You have two officials standing right behind you. They're going to catch that every time. So that's something you would see from like a guard or a center. You don't do that.
Second down at 18. And that pass is batted down by Rocky Bernard.
When you're going to throw short passes, you know, towards the middle of the field, you're going to have the tendency to have a lot of these knocked down. And here's another one here in the second half. This time, Rocky Bernard. I've been impressed with the Giants' pass defense this afternoon. They've really struggled the last couple of weeks. The guys up front getting some pressure, getting their hands up, deflecting passes, but the coverage on the back end has been much better this week.
Third down at 18. Sanchez hits Tomlinson out of the backfield. And Tomlinson brought down at the 42-yard line. So the Jets once again forced to punt.
They got all these big guys out there again. Jason Pierre-Paul, Linval Joseph, Chris Canty, Matthias Kiwanuka, Dave Tollison. You've got 5 defensive linemen on that front line of the Giants punt rush team.
7th punt by Conley today. Good hang time and a fair catch. Called for at the 22-yard line by Will Blackman. Under 6 minutes remaining, third quarter, Giants by 3. Giants lead the Jets 10-7. Giants go back to work from their own 22-yard line. Victor Cruz in motion. He caught the 99-yard pass from Eli Manning, which gave the Giants the lead late in the second quarter. Check down to Ahmad Bradshaw. And Bradshaw gains 8, tackled by Mike DeVito, but there is a flag.
Foul, roughing the passer, number 55, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Jamal Westerman.
Some missed tackles again, and then a penalty on top of this. I mean, a play that looks like it's going to be 3 yards ends up being almost 25 total. Jamal Westerman down first, then gets back up. That's silly. Trying to knock some sense into his own head.
Fifth Jets penalty. First and 10 for the Giants from their own 45. Here's Bradshaw up the middle. Across midfield to the Jets' 49-yard line, gain of 6. Mike DeVito made the tackle.
Much better job the start of this half running the football than they did in the first half. You know, I think we forget, Tony, you know, this line for a long time was so consistent with Sean O'Hara, Rich Seibert. I mean, that starting 5 played together for like 3 years. And, you know, we always talked about them, you know, individually not great, but as a group, they were really, really good. And they're going through a transition this season, and they just don't have that same confidence right now that they had in that previous group.
Play clock at 1, and Eli Manning calls timeout. With the play clock winding down. Giants use their first timeout of the second half. 4:42 remaining of the third. Giants by 3.
From the New York Jets family.
To your family.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Or as we say in the islands,
Kenny, you're good with names, but can you say exactly what Sione said there? Can you repeat that or not?
Can you tell me his last name? Bouha, you got it. Come on, baby. Wearing a tie and pronouncing Bouha in the same day.
That's a little misleading because it starts with a P, but it more sounds like a B. Bouha. And now I'm going to do his dance. Remember his dance? Remember that one?
You're going to do the haka?
I
don't know the whole haka.
No, I don't know the whole haka. I want to know the whole haka.
There he is. There's Sione. And we saw Nick Mangold on the left during that Jets holiday greeting. In case you're wondering, he has been growing his beard out since June. Third down and 4. Giants must get to the 45 as Manning rolls to his right, then throws, and it's Revis again. Pass intended for Jarrell Jernigan.
I know you want to move the launch point of your quarterback from time to time, and that's what they're going to do here. They're going to get Eli to move out to the right, but now you've also kind of shortened down your field. You've got a 2-man route working one side, and here comes your back trailer, but unfortunately he's covered by Darrelle Revis. He's just baiting you right now. I'm going to trail you, I'm going to trail you, and when you throw it this way, I'm going to pick it.
It's getting closer. 14th punt of the game. Jeremy Curley, fair catch. At the 19.
And he is just so good in and out of breaks. It's like he's step for step with the wide receiver. And then he's got such great hand-eye of getting that arm across and knocking that ball out. I mean, it has been impressive all afternoon watching Darrelle Revis in coverage.
It's not how fast you run, it's how fast you stop. You say it all the time, Darryl. This guy right there, Darrelle Revis, can stop.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he can do both. He can run fast and stop fast.
I'll tell you. From the 19-yard line, the toss. Green bobbled it, and then makes something out of nothing. Forced out of bounds by Corey Webster. He picked up a Jets first down.
Wow, this looked like it could be a disaster right here on the toss. Let's see if it's low. No, it's a great toss by Mark Sanchez. Sean Green just takes his eyes off it a little bit, and then, like you said, he sure does make something out of nothing. What a nice job on that sideline.
Staying in bounds, yeah.
Woo.
Oh.
Longest run of the day for the Jets, 13 yards. Jets scored a touchdown on their opening possession of the first quarter. Since then, 7 punts and a missed field goal. They trail the Giants by 3. From the 32, Sanchez to Holmes. And he did not maintain possession.
Again, another example of the Giants in coverage today. Much better than they have been for the last couple of months, or a couple of games. Corey Webster, as he's bobbling it, is there to get there in time, knock that ball loose. That's been a tough run for the Giants. I mean, they've played Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tony Romo, and Rex Grossman had a decent day against them last week. So they've played against some good quarterbacks here in the last month, but have really played much better this afternoon.
2nd and 10, Keller. And it's 6. Out to the 38.
Looks like the Giants all day, Darryl, have been staying in cover 2 back there with their 2 safeties and just playing everything in front of them. And knowing that the Jets really aren't going to take a lot of chances downfield. I'm surprised that the Jets haven't tried to go along that seam and throw a nice seam route or something and go and split that combo back there.
Well, it is something they've struggled with, over the last 4 weeks, the deep ball, and I'm surprised that Brian Schottenheimer hasn't given Mark Sanchez a few more opportunities to try him on a big play.
Movement prior to the snap, false start, Jets.
False start, 65 offense, 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Right guard Brandon Moore flagged for the 2nd time today. And to get back to what you guys were talking about as we take another look at the penalty, the longest completion for Sanchez today has been 15 yards.
I think everybody but Brandon Moore moved on that play. He was the only guy who stood still. Mark Sanchez trying to work that hard count like we talked about earlier, Dow, but he has no confidence in the rest of his offensive line is staying on side.
Sanchez on 3rd and 9, and Holmes made the catch, and then he fumbled. He was brought down, and let's see, now it's ruled. Now it's ruled
an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass.
This is back-to-back weeks where Santonio Holmes has had some big miscues. He's got it secured right there.
I thought he had it. Took a couple of steps, and then it was knocked loose.
It's close. But a couple of big miscues last week in that Philadelphia game in the first quarter. And he's had a couple critical drops here today as Tom Coughlin throws the flag. Are they telling him he has to pick it up, though, because it's...
It was ruled an incomplete pass on the field.
There is no challenge on the play. 4th down.
Giants cannot challenge.
Good job by Pete Morelli and his crew explaining to Tom Coughlin that he can't challenge that.
Holmes talking about it with Burris.
They had a big fumble last week that Jaquay Parker picked up and took back for a touchdown, and then after they had a turnover and were in deep in Philadelphia territory early, had a ball go through his hands for an interception.
Blackman lets it bounce. it takes a Jets roll inside the 20 to the 19-yard line with just under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Coming up after the Giants and Jets, it's America's Game of the Week. Most of you will see the Eagles and the Cowboys, some the 49ers and the Seahawks. America's Game of the Week coming up next on Fox. Now remember, if the Giants lose this game, they would be eliminated with a Dallas win over Philadelphia. If the Giants win, they stay alive no matter what happens in the Dallas game and would play for the division next week. A Giant win today would eliminate Philadelphia. And from a Jets standpoint, tied record-wise with Cincinnati. The Bengals lead Arizona 23-0 in the fourth quarter. There's DJ Ware. Takes it out to the 23-yard line for a gain of 4.
Yeah, I think the Dallas Cowboys may be catching Philadelphia at the wrong time again. They caught them off the bye earlier this year in Philadelphia, put it on Dallas, and it's similar to Green Bay last year. You know, Chicago was trying to knock Green Bay out of the playoffs in Week 17 because they were one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They wanted to win the championship. Philadelphia this year, it seems like they're getting their momentum back. They're playing well right now, so get them out, get them out.
They would be out with the Giants win today. Second down and 6. Manning fires downfield for Cruz. He's got it. Victor Cruz with another spectacular catch. 36 yards. And with that catch, he sets a Giants franchise record for receiving yards in one season.
It appears to be that they want to put Revis and Cromartie on the outside receivers. They put Victor Cruz in the slot and they run a little wheel, so he draws Kyle Wilson in coverage. And Eli Manning, what a great throw. I mean, that was a small window between corner trailing and safety over the top.
Cruz with 3 catches today. He eclipses Amani Toomer's franchise record. Hand off to Brandon Jacobs. Jacobs has a first down and more. Brandon Jacobs takes it all the way down to the Jets' 14. He gains 28 yards.
Who says he's just a big man? Some wheels here for Brandon Jacobs as he gets to the outside.
Nice job of going and seeing a soft edge. He's got to stay in. You see he stepped out of bounds.
This might be hard to believe, guys. That is only the 3rd run for the Giants all season of over 20 yards. And the first time Jacobs has done it.
Yeah, they just got their 2nd one last week.
Bradshaw. Outside the 5. Touchdown, Ahmad Bradshaw.
Well, they wanted to establish the run here in the second half, something Tom Coughlin talked about going into halftime, and I think they've accomplished it.
Hey, Tony, how about the role reversal, though? Brandon Jacobs on the big run to the outside. Now, here's your little guy. Boy, he just drops it on Rodney Poole.
I mean, he just lowered his shoulder and ran him over.
Times the extra point. 3 consecutive plays. 36 yards to Cruz. 28-yard run by Jacobs and a 14-yard touchdown run by Ahmad Bradshaw.
That has been the MO today for the Giants. They have struggled for the majority of this game, but it's been the big play. But Ahmad Bradshaw goes back inside. Rodney Poole comes up, and he's just not ready.
He looked like he was stumbling when he got up after he got hit by Ahmad Bradshaw. Going to go and check Poole on the sideline, make sure he's okay.
For Bradshaw, his 4th touchdown the last 3 games. Giants lead by 10.
How he puts his head down and just completely runs him over.
What did Bart Scott say about Ahmad Bradshaw? Said he runs like an alligator.
He says everything's going. You can't go and get him. You don't know which way he's going or what direction he's going. His legs are moving. His arms are moving in a different direction. All of a sudden he gathers up, and he's a powerful man.
Another big catch by Victor Cruz. Giants go 4 plays, 81 yards. They have scored 17 consecutive points after falling behind 7-0. Well, this January, Fox returns to the Octagon with an incredible UFC Fight Night tripleheader. Some of the UFC's best fighters will battle for a shot at the title, headlined by former light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans and undefeated Phil Davis, plus 2 explosive middleweight bouts. The UFC Fight Night on Fox tripleheader live from Chicago on Saturday, January 28th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
That looked like one of the knockouts right there. See that one from
Bradshaw by TKO. From the 20, Sanchez on first down, soft touch, and Green unable to make the catch.
If he gets that ball to Sean Green, they have got a lot of room to run after the catch, because you had deep routes crossing the field. It's a good decision by Mark Sanchez, but watch to the right side as he checks down. There goes Santonio and Plaxico. He's going to have to make one guy miss. Antrel Roll is coming off of the play, but he's got a lot of space to cover, and there goes Brodney Poole.
Yeah.
Who lost the battle against Lamont Bradshaw heading in. I think you're right, Tony. He might have.
Yeah, he was dinged.
On 2nd and 10, it's Green. And he runs right into the arms of Chase Blackburn as the 3rd quarter comes to an end, with the New York Giants leading the New York Jets by the score of 17-7. Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey on the left, chatting with Jets owner Woody Johnson.
Some powerful men right there, owner of the Jets and the governor of the state of New Jersey, Goose.
I'll tell you what, he's done a pretty good job there.
Well, he really has burst on the scene, hasn't he?
Man, he has.
Political arena?
Unbelievable. He just went after everybody. He says, nope, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it my way, and if you don't like it, too bad. I mean, he didn't take no junk.
And he is a huge sports fan. He's traveled around the country to watch some of the local teams. Jets touchdown on their opening drive. Not much since. 8 punts and a missed field goal. 3rd down and 9. Jets must get to the 30. As Sanchez throws, and it is picked off by Kenny Phillips. Phillips still on his feet, cuts inside the 15, and is finally down at the 14-yard line, his 4th pick of the season, and he brings it back 31 yards.
And this is a bad decision, and on 2 reasons, in my opinion. Number 1, the play call. It's 17-7. You've been moving the ball effectively your way, running the ball, short passes. You haven't really tried to go deep down the middle, and now all of a sudden you do, and you've got Jeremy Curley, who's stopping and coming back, and Mark Sanchez thinks he's going deep down the middle, and that is a huge mistake.
Antrel Roll held Jeremy Curley up there on the line of scrimmage. He could never get off the line of scrimmage. I mean, by the time that the timing was so off, I agree with you, Dowie. He should have never threw that ball.
From the 14 on first down, this is Bradshaw. And about Bradshaw loses a yard. Muhammad Wilkerson, Jets' first-round pick out of Temple, makes the tackle.
I mean, there's a time and place to go for that big play like Darryl was talking about, but I don't think on that first down that was the time of the place. You're running the ball, you're coming out, you're establishing the run, you're doing everything right. Pick and choose your time. I mean, that was not the time.
There, Pasco in motion, 2nd down and 11 from the Jets 15. Manning steps up and then is taken down back at the 19-yard line. Muhammad Wilkerson, 3rd sack this season.
It's a good thing they got pressure here, because this is a play, this is a double move in the red zone designed to go to Travis Beckham for a touchdown, but Eli Manning's not going to have the opportunity to get it off because of the pressure. Travis Beckham, 47, right here, a little out and up.
Second Jet sack today, now 3rd down and 14. Giants must get to the 4 for a 1st down. Manning throws, end zone, off the hand of Cruz.
Looked like Victor Cruz might have just mistimed his jump a little bit. No, that's just sailed on Eli a little bit. You can see him staring at it at the end. He timed it well. He's elevated as far as he can go.
Victor Cruz already with 164 receiving yards on only 3 catches. He set a Giants franchise record, breaking the mark set by Monty Toomer back in 2002. 36-yard attempt by Tynes. It is good, so the Giants extend their lead following the Kenny Phillips pick. Early 4th quarter here at East Rutherford. Giants lead by 13.
Sponsored by the 2012 Jeep Wrangler Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Edition. Rated M for mature. By Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And by Windows 7, it's a great time to be a family.
Rex Ryan's Jets now trailing the Giants 20-7. Jets have gone to the AFC Championship game each of the last 2 seasons. Entered this weekend in the number 6 spot of the AFC. Same record as Cincinnati. Bengals have a 10-point lead now over Arizona, 23-13. In the 4th quarter. Giants kickoff is taken on the run by Joe McKnight. Cuts to the outside. Penalty marker down. And McKnight finally forced out of bounds by Tynes at the 39 after a return of 33 yards.
Special teams coach Mike Westhoff can't be happy for the Jets.
During a return, illegal block in the back, number 26 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
A lot of penalties today on special teams for the New York Jets. You mentioned that they've gone to the AFC Championship game, Kenny, the last 2 years. When Rex Ryan took this job over, he needed to change the culture and the perception of the Jets here in the Manhattan area. He's been outspoken. You know, he was the guy who was talking during the course of the week this week about this rivalry, about these 2 teams playing and how much it meant to him, that he wanted to be the best team in the New York area. And, you know, going back on what they've accomplished the last 2 seasons, as you pointed out, they've been to the AFC Championship game. The Giants haven't made the playoffs.
From the 26, Sean Green right into the arms of Matthias Kiwanuka as we take you back to some of Rex Ryan's comments this week.
You feel like you have to win this game. I feel like I have to win this game because I put it out there. I want to be the better team in our city. There's no doubt. I want to be the team that people talk about, that are interested in, and you do that by winning. When you got 2 teams that share the same name and share the same stadium, it's much bigger than that, and I realize it.
On 2nd and 12, Sanchez's pass nearly picked off by Phillips once again.
But they have not played like the better team this afternoon. They did in the 1st half, but they didn't take advantage of their opportunities. They let the Giants hang in there, and now they have not played well. This is another bad decision by Mark Sanchez, and he's lucky he gets away with this one. His receivers are not even looking back for the ball. That's probably the 4th pass we've seen today where the receivers are not even making eye contact with Mark Sanchez.
The Jets have run 64 plays today, 21 more than the Giants, but they have not scored since their opening possession. 3rd down and 12. As Sanchez throws, and the Jets pick up the 1st down. Dustin Keller out to the 38-yard line for a gain of 13.
And there's still plenty of time left in this 4th quarter for them to just go down the field the way they normally do. I mean, you're getting into this hurry-up situation. It's a 2-possession game. I mean, by their defense holding them to a field goal on that last turnover, not a whole lot changed.
Timeout is taken by the Giants. Again, they had 12 men on the field.
And here's one of the reasons, as a Jet fan, you know, stay with what we're doing. Look at Mark Sanchez in the fourth quarter. Has struggled a little bit through the first 3 this season, but in the fourth quarter, he's been very good.
Sanchez on first down following the timeout. Justin Tuck got a piece of that pass intended for Jeremy Curley.
That's a great job by the defensive coaches on the Giants during their preparation this week. There was a lot of short passes, especially towards the middle of the field, just outside the hashes. When you have that, you've got a lot of chances for deflected balls, and the Giants have done a nice job today. That's the third different defensive lineman that's tipped a pass for Perry Fuel's defense.
That just shows a young quarterback also, because you know the older quarterbacks, more experienced, they'll be looking one way and they'll throw in a different direction, so you can't, and it's harder for you to go and tip balls like that. Parker's looking exactly where he's throwing. On second down, Sanchez looking for LaDainian Tomlinson with Chase Blackburn on the coverage.
Well, that's kind of surprising right there, because that's a matchup that the Jets were hoping to get, is LaDainian Tomlinson versus a linebacker. You've even got him removed from the formation. Chase Blackburn does a good job, uses inside leverage, expecting the in and out route, plays it perfect.
Blackburn in his 7th season, re-signed by the Giants in late November. He's on his couch, as Tom Coughlin told us, for the first 2 months this season, and he's done a nice job since his return. Now third down and 10, as Dustin Keller makes the catch, but Deion Grant right there to make the tackle, stopping Keller 2 yards shy of the marker.
You got to go for it here, no, Darryl?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
They're going to run out of time if they don't, especially you don't want to put the ball or try to keep the ball out of Eli Manning's hands. Mark Sanchez makes a nice play right here. Keller just a little bit short.
He really did. He had Michael Boley right in his face, Tony. He came free off the edge. He stood in the pocket strong and made a nice throw to Dustin Keller.
So Rex Ryan leading the offense on the field. 4th down and 2. Just over 11 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Sanchez on 4th down, overthrows Keller, and the Giants will take over on downs, although there is a flag.
Wow. This is going to be another huge penalty against the Giants.
A late flag was thrown, and it is against the Giants.
Pass interference, number 34, defense. Automatic first down.
Wow, Deion Grant.
I don't like that play call by the Jets at all. I mean, 3rd and 1. Here's Keller right here. The penalty's on. Grant is just holding on to him, and Keller sells it and gets the flag.
I don't know. You know, it could have been anything, Goose. You can go with pass interference. You could have went with illegal contact, which gives you a first down, too. There was more there on the replay than I saw at game speed.
Jets gained 27 yards via the penalty. From the Giants, 26, Sean Green, down to the 23-yard line, a gain of 3.
But I agree with your point, Tony. I mean, they are really lucky that they got that flag, because I did not like the play call, and I did not like the decision by Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, they came out shotgun. Now, 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, you would figure they'd at least go and try to sell the run a little bit.
Sanchez to Burris. He's got it. Touchdown and a penalty marker back at the 10-yard line.
This one should be going against Plaxico.
It is.
Pass interference, number 17 of the offense. 10-yard penalty remains, 2nd down.
You see him push off to get separation right there.
The shove by Burris on Prince Amukamara. So the touchdown is erased. And the Jets will set up 2nd and 17 at the Giants' 33. Burris now split to the right, matched up with Aaron Ross. 3 receivers to the left. Sanchez on 2nd and 17. Hit by Jason Pierre-Paul. The ball comes loose. And the the Giants have recovered. Second Jets turnover as we welcome those of you who have been watching the Steelers and the Rams. Mark Sanchez hit by Jason Pierre-Paul, his second sack today, and it's recovered by Justin Tuck.
He is relentless. I mean, he's got DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, and actually Matt Slauson comes from the inside at the guard position to help him out.
I'm surprised they're not throwing the red flag, saying that it's
actually Rex did.
Yeah,
Rex has just
looked like his arm was
challenge flag.
His arm was coming forward.
On the field.
Yeah, it looked like, you know, if you take a look at this, watch Mark Sanchez's arm. It's coming forward, and the ball comes out as it's coming forward.
So with Justin Tuck recovering, we now talk about the Tuck rule. We will now bring in Mike Pereira, our NFL rules analyst from Los Angeles, for the second time today. Mike, what did you see?
I think Tuck recovered a ball that was tucked, and so therefore an incomplete pass. The ball's going to come loose as he's trying to bring it back to his body. Doesn't get it all the way back to his body when it gets knocked out of his hands. This takes us a long way back to 2001 about the Tuck rule, but in my opinion, if I was under the hood right now, I would reverse it to an incomplete pass based on the Tuck rule.
Hey, Mike, where does he have to get the ball back to before the opportunity for a fumble comes back into play?
He's actually, by rule, he's got to get it back into his body and therefore become a runner and begin to head upfield. The whole emphasis of the rule is to lean to the incomplete pass. So until he gets it tucked into his body and heads upfield, if it comes loose in that process, as you see it here, bringing it back in and it gets knocked out before it gets into his body, then to me, I look at the play and say, did he get it against the body? Did he head upfield? Then it'd be a fumble. But if I'm under the hood, I reverse this one to an incomplete pass.
See what happens, Pete Morelli.
So Mike thinks it will be reversed, in which case the Jets would have third down and 17 on the Giants' 33.
Tell you what, Darryl, that Giants defensive line is putting serious pressure on Sanchez. And we didn't see that the whole first half. They just turned it on here.
Well, you know, we talked at the top that the Giants today needed to help out Eli, and they really have in a number of areas. They've run the ball more effectively here in the second half with that offensive line. Their defense has been good all day. You know, Jason Pierre-Paul and Justin Tuck is, you know, he's getting healthy. He's been battling some injuries all season long. And, you know, when we talked to him yesterday, he said this is the best he's felt in a couple of weeks. And, you know, he's got a neck, he's got a knee, he's got an ankle, he's got a toe. And for a guy who rushes the passer, you know, those are some
like he's got
limiting.
An eye now.
Yeah, now he's got a piece of rubber in his eye.
He suffered that initial neck injury, the stinger, in the preseason game back in late August against the Jets. He said this is the best he's felt since then. And Pete Morelli has made a decision.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback's arm was going forward. It is an incomplete pass. The ball is third down. Please set the game clock to 10:38. And New York, the Jets, will not be charged a timeout or a timeout.
So Rex Ryan wins the challenge. Jason Pierre-Paul loses the sack and the forced fumble. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. There is Justin Tuck, who just lost a fumble recovery due to the Tuck rule. Rex Ryan challenged the last play, so the Jets will maintain possession, trailing by 13 early in this fourth quarter. Huge game for both teams and their postseason chances. Third down and 17. Sanchez throws, caught by Holmes, and Holmes is tackled at the 18-yard line by Webster, about 2 yards shy of the marker, so it's now fourth down and 2.
You get everybody going vertical, and then you drag underneath It's man-to-man coverage. The good thing about this throw is Mark Sanchez gets it in an area where Santonio Holmes can catch it and run.
The Jets going for it on 4th and 2. A field goal would still leave them needing 2 scores. On 4th down, Sanchez to Curley. Jeremy Curley makes the catch for a Jets first down. Takes it to the Giants' 8-yard line.
Well, he does a nice job here because he wins this one right at the line of scrimmage, Tony. You watch his release on the line. What a great little stutter move to get to the inside.
Now on 1st and goal from the 8. Pass intended for Keller. Guarded by Deion Grant.
You watch Jeremy Curley's going to win this route right at the line of scrimmage on his release. As he's coming across in motion, goes to the outside and then jumps back inside on an intro roll. There it is, Goose. See, it's not how fast you run, it's how fast you stop.
There you go. A perfect play for that line. Keep an eye on Flexico Burris down here in the red zone.
Sanchez has thrown a career-high 49 passes today. This is number 50. It's complete to Holmes. Webster wraps him up at the 2-yard line.
Those audiences just joining us, and you hear that Mark Sanchez has completed 50 passes. The Jets have controlled this game. It's been the big play of the Giants. They had a 99-yard touchdown pass to Victor Cruz in the first half, and then a 4-play 81-yard drive here in the second half. So the Jets have controlled the game, but the Giants are scoring all the points.
And the snap could not be handled by Sanchez. Ball rolls into the end zone. And it looks like Williams has recovered.
Mark Sanchez never got the ball up, and it bounced forward into the end zone.
Jaquan Williams on the recovery for the Giants.
Sponsored by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Jets had 3rd and goal from the 2. And Sanchez unable to handle the snap from Mangold, recovered in the end zone by the Giants.
No, Kenny, I'm not going to say Sanchez couldn't handle the snap. I'm going to say Nick Mangold had a terrible snap. I mean, he snapped that into his inner left thigh. I'm going to put that one on the center. Even though he was reaching and Mark Sanchez is going to need to ride him to that left on that block, I'm still putting that one on the center.
Second turnover by the Jets here in the 4th quarter. Giants lead 20-7. Manning looking for Nix, and it's picked off on the deflection by Harris. David Harris takes it all the way down to the Giants' 10-yard line. His 4th interception of the season, so the Jets get it right back.
Wow, what an exchange of plays.
Down on the bottom of the screen, guess who it is again, Tony?
Let me guess, Mr. Revis.
And then a one-handed pick by Harris.
Nice job by Harris right here, getting the ball up, turning.
Hustling back, though, Tony. The throw is there. You turn and run to make a tackle, and good things are going to happen. There's a great example by David Harris.
I'm really surprised at the Giants, the way they've been running the ball. Why do you come out passing the ball in this situation?
At Revis.
At Revis. Try to eat some of the clock down. You got 8:43 left on the clock. I mean, try and chew it up a little bit. Jets still need 2 scores.
So a reprieve for the Jets. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Sanchez rolling to his right. Penalty marker is thrown as the pass is incomplete.
Holding. Number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That is the 3rd penalty called on the right guard, Brandon Moore, today.
Well, as soon as Mark Sanchez goes to run outside, Brandon Moore has got to realize that he has to let go of Linval Joseph. He's got him there all locked up, but now that's an easy call for Pete Morelli.
Jets are beating themselves with some of these plays. Penalties.
9 Jet penalties, Goose. Jets scored a touchdown on their opening drive. Since then, 8 punts, a missed field goal, and 2 consecutive turnovers. First down and 20. Sanchez backpedaling. He breaks free, and then the pass is batted down.
No whistle, they're going to recover that. Boy, the Jets are lucky right there because the officials determined that to be a fumble.
Yeah, there was no whistle on the play. I'm standing 30 yards from the officials. Nothing.
Looked like he threw the ball.
How was that ruled a fumble?
I don't know. But the officials, you can see Pete Morelli right there. They didn't blow the whistle. Rex Ryan has got another challenge out.
The Jets are challenging the ruling on the field of a fumble.
It certainly looked like a forward pass to all of us and to Rex Ryan. Arm looked like it was moving forward.
But watch the official in the background. He hasn't blown his whistle, and it's the one thing we saw a big play with this a couple of years ago in the playoff game with Baltimore when they picked up the ball and ran it in for a touchdown because they played to the whistle. There was no whistle there. The Jets are fortunate they jumped on that.
Now, although the arm was moving forward, perhaps the question is whether or not the ball left his hand. The ball was still in his hand when it got knocked back by Joseph, and we'll bring in Mike Pereira, who's earning overtime today. Mike, what'd you see on that one?
Well, I mean, I kind of see what you see. Remember, let's not focus on the arm. You got to focus on the hand. Was the hand moving forward with control of the ball? And when I'm in the booth now looking, there's that movement, the hand starting forward. There's no movement of the ball whatsoever. If I'm under the hood here again this time, I actually reverse this to an incomplete pass, which then certainly makes this a field position difference.
Rex Ryan challenging. It's a 17-yard differential, depending on the ruling from Pete Morelli.
It's a risky challenge, though, because really, if the Jets win, they're only going to, gain. How many yards?
Not what they win, it's what they lose. If he doesn't challenge it, I mean, look where you are. You're at the 38-yard line right now.
Yeah, they were gained back 17 yards, Goose.
Number one, you got to trust in what you see. And we all felt like the whistle should have been blown because we felt that the hand was going forward. And, when Rex threw the flag, he was doing the same thing. So I think that the delay in this is, perhaps they're doing what Mike Pereira said, that they're going to overturn it. Now they've got to get, where the ball should be spotted, how much time is on the clock, has to be added back onto the clock.
Yeah.
We welcome a new audience. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Rex Ryan has challenged the last play, which was ruled a fumble.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback's arm was going forward. It is an incomplete pass. Second down. Please set the game clock to 8:31. Since the Jets have 2 correct challenges, they are entitled to another challenge in this game.
So Rex Ryan winning his first 2 challenges, as you heard from Pete Morelli. This was ruled a fumble. However, it has been reversed to an incomplete pass, which is what Darryl, Tony, myself, and Mike Pereira all thought would be the case. So the Jets gain back the 17 yards that were lost. We now welcome those of you who have been watching the Bengals and the Cardinals. Cincinnati hangs on for a 23-16 win. That is not good news for the Jets. Bengals win for the 9th time this season. Jets are 8-6, and they trail this game by 13. Sanchez throws, and it's caught by LaDainian Tomlinson. He's tackled by Deion Grant at the 13-yard line, gain of 8.
And just understand, we've already had 2 fourth-down plays here on this drive. This is got 2 more downs here, so you don't have to convert this right here down to the 1-yard line to get your first down. So Brian Schottenheimer, be good with your play calls here, knowing that you're going to have a 4th down.
3rd down and 12. Big penalty penalty committed by the right guard, Brandon Moore, earlier in this series. Sanchez steps up. Now moves to his left. There's a penalty flag. Sanchez still has it. He runs. He's inside the 5, and he dives. And is close to a first down. Looks like he was just short. But there is a penalty marker on the field.
They might get an automatic first down with the penalty.
Holding, number 26, defense. The penalty be added to the end of the run, half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
I want you to watch the heads up on Mark Sanchez. Jason Pierre-Paul is going to come from his left side. Watch as he goes behind him. He's going to take a look back over his shoulder. Where'd that guy go? I know he's good. All right, I'm sneaking out this way.
Tell you what, he does a nice job of trying to get to that first down marker right here.
Needs to get that ball in the outside hand, though.
And then the penalty committed by Antrell Roll gives the Jets a first down inside the 1. Jets send in Vlad Dukas as an extra blocker. On first and goal off the fake to Green. Sanchez looking, and now he will take it in. Touchdown, Mark Sanchez.
Pretty resilient series by Mark Sanchez right there after that critical fumble on the previous one.
Great play fake right here. He gets everybody. And then there at the end, Mark Sanchez is worrying about who's he going to block. He's going to tuck that ball in and get to that corner.
6th rushing touchdown for Sanchez this season. Folk, the extra point. It's now a 6-point game as the Jets convert following the interception by David Harris. The Giants' lead has been cut to 6 following the Sanchez touchdown with just over 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Jernigan takes it out. And is cut down as he crosses the 10-yard line by Tracy Wilson. Another good special teams play. As we welcome you into the broadcast booth, we've had a little bit of everything in this one so far over the first 3.5 quarters.
It has been a little bit crazy, especially here in the 4th quarter. Now, both of these quarterbacks have been excellent all season. In the 4th quarter, we had Mark Sanchez with a mistake, and we had Eli Manning with a big mistake when they got the ball back. But this has been the time that these two guys have shined during the course of the season. We'll see what Eli can do in this possession right here.
Well, it's nice to see him. At least he's under the center right here and not in shotgun. So hopefully they'll go back to the run game a little bit and take some of this time off the clock.
Here's Brandon Jacobs up the middle, out to the 17. Manning and the Giants are not used to playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. Remember, in 6 of the Giants' 7 victories, they have come from behind in the 4th quarter.
He has been clutch all season long. And here's another one of those opportunities. As you pointed out, they have the lead right here. They're not coming from behind. But, can Eli put together a nice drive here, take some time off this clock, keep that Jet offense on the sideline?
It's a Jets home game. Fans are on their feet. Here it is, Rutherford, as Jacobs, hard man to bring down, but he is bottled up at the 15-yard line.
They blew the whistles a little early on that one. I mean, I know they had him wrapped up, but he was still moving forward.
So a huge play coming up to 3rd down and 8 for the Giants as the Jets try and hold and then get the ball back, trailing by just 6.
On the last interception, Eli Manning went after Darrelle Revis. He's down at the bottom. Revis is down here.
Hakeem Nicks is the guy you really want to know where he is on the field. Third down and 8. And Manning throws it out of bounds. Nicks cut the other way.
That is the second time we've seen that route combination, and Eli Manning and Victor Cruz not on the same page. This time, watch Victor Cruz release to the outside. He's going to stop. He's running a little in route, and that one gets thrown long.
And then a late flag, intentional grounding.
Number 10 offense.
In the pocket. I mean, Brodney Poole.
Pass it down, 4th down.
Brodney Poole came on the blitz on the outside after he was covering Cruz, and then Eli saw that he was coming at him, and it looked like Victor Cruz just wasn't on the same page as Eli. Thought he was going to run an out route, and he just dumped the ball out of bounds. And nobody was out there, so they get the penalty. Puts them back a little bit.
So now Weatherford about 7 yards deep in the end zone.
He has punted the ball excellent all day.
Good job by Curley to stay in bounds. His momentum nearly took him out. And Jeremy Curley with the return to midfield.
So let's go back and get everybody caught up here in the second half. Ahmad Bradshaw, physical run, taking on Brodney Poole. That put the Giants up 17-7. They got it back to 17-10. They're driving. Sanchez with the fumble down inside the 1, but on the next play, David Harris with the interception gives Mark Sanchez another opportunity, and the Jets make good on that one to get it to 20-14.
And that is where we stand. Jets from midfield following the punt. We talked about Eli and his comeback since week 6 last season. Sanchez with the most fourth-quarter comebacks in the league. He has 9 since that time. Forced to throw it into the ground on first down.
Looking to set up the screen there early, but Mark Sanchez makes a smart move by just throwing that ball away. Going to your next play.
We've talked about other guys on this Giant team stepping up to help out Eli. The defense needs a huge stop right here. They've been on the field a bunch this afternoon.
Sanchez on 2nd and 10, and has another pass batted. This time it's Justin Tuck.
This is one of the things that the Giant defensive line has done an excellent job with this afternoon, understanding that in a short passing game, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your arms up in those throwing lanes. That's the second one for Justin Tuck today.
Game-winning or game-tying drives in the fourth quarter or overtime for Mark Sanchez. 3rd down and 10. Sanchez pulls it in and then is taken down by Dave Tollefson back at the 46-yard line, the 3rd Giant sack.
Yeah, but this is relentless by this defensive line. First is Justin Tuck coming here on the inside move. He's going to flush him. Then Linville Joseph, number 97, coming around. As Sanchez does up, there's Dave Tollefson. And the reason for the sack, good coverage down the field by the Giants secondary. And that has been a weakness for them over the last 4 games.
Mark Sanchez also looked like he got hurt on that play. We'll keep an eye on him. He was slow to get off the field.
You remember last week in that Philly game, Goose, he suffered a burner down the right side on his right arm. So you wonder if he re-aggravated that.
I don't know. He got slammed down right here by Tollefson. He wraps him up and boom, right on the shoulder. I mean, this whole way to the sideline, he was bent over. Oh, either it's a little uncomfortable. Yeah, it's getting a little stiff on him.
America's Game of the Week coming up. Eagles and the Cowboys, 49ers and the Seahawks. 4:55 remaining in this one. Giants with a 6-point lead from their own 18-yard line. Jets have all 3 of their timeouts. Ahmad Bradshaw Bradshaw out across the 20 to the 21. Gain of 3.
Obviously, at this stage of the game, critical with ball security, and Rex Ryan told us, hey, Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs have a history of putting the ball on the ground, so we're going to go after them during the course of this game. We'll see if we see the Jets. If one guy's got him slowed down, if the second guy coming in is going to punch that ball out.
There have been 3 turnovers in the game, 2 committed by the Jets, 1 by the Giants, all in this 4th quarter. Second down and 7. Here's Bradshaw, looks to turn the corner, and he's tackled at the 24-yard line by Wilkerson, setting up a 3rd down and 3 as we hit 4 minutes remaining, and the Giants leading by 6.
Jets still have all their timeouts. You can see the 3 lights up here.
Jets know that the Bengals have already won today. Giants with a win will play for the division crown next week. Third down and 3, and the Giants keep it on the ground with DJ Ware, and the former Jet picks up a huge first down and a late flag as Ware was hit late out of bounds after he gains 17. His longest run this season.
Well, he got lucky. He got hit out of bounds. Tom Coughlin is hurt. See if he got rolled up on the sideline.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, number 51.
But DJ Ware,
first down.
DJ Ware needed to get down and stay in bounds.
Number 70 is reporting is eligible. 70 has reported.
Wow, very similar to what we saw earlier this season when Sean Payton was hit by his tight end, Jimmy Graham.
Got to pay attention on the sidelines when the ball is coming towards you.
And you got to leave your feet, man. Your feet get stuck in that turf. Forget it.
And Tom Coughlin now sitting down on the Giants bench. Penalty committed, the late hit by Aaron Maben. 1st and 10 from the Jets 43. The toss to Bradshaw, and he gains 3 down to the 40-yard line before he was tackled by Mike DeVito.
Good thing is it looks like they're checking the hamstring, and you saw his leg go straight when he got rolled up, so that's good news that it isn't the lower leg or the knee.
Tom Coughlin, the 3rd winningest coach in Giants history. Led the Giants on that magical postseason run, winning Super Bowl 42 in February of 2008. Second down and 7, it's Bradshaw. Bradshaw to the Jets' 38-yard line, and the Jets will use their first timeout, stopping the clock with 2:37 remaining.
Interesting to see what the play call will be here on this next snap for the New York Giants. Do they go and continue to run the football? They ran on their last 3rd down with a nice little play to DJ Ware, but this is a little bit longer. Do you throw the ball and risk the incomplete and stopping the clock? With the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts, the Jets are going to get 3 stoppages.
Well, the way they've been running the ball, you would think that they would want to keep it on the ground and keep that clock moving. Force the Jets to call another timeout.
Tom Coughlin trying to shake off the pain. 3rd down and 6, with the Giants leading by 6. Giants must get to the 33 for a first down, and they do keep it on the ground with DJ Ware. He is tackled at the 39. Jets use their 2nd timeout with 2:31 remaining. Time for a game break with Kurt.
Well, the Eagles trying to keep the pressure on both the Cowboys and the Giants. First possession, Michael Vick to Brett Selleck. 13-yard score. Eagles have a 7-0 lead. That's America's Game of the Week, and we'll get your audience out there when you guys are done here at MetLife. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Remember, a Giants victory would eliminate the Philadelphia Eagles, who lead the Dallas Cowboys 7-0. Many of you will see that game coming up, America's Game of the Week, as the Jets will get the ball back. Weatherford on 4th down and 6. Curley back deep for the Jets. Weatherford punting from midfield. And he will pin the Jets inside the 10. Fair catch is made by Curley at the 7. With 2:24 remaining, Rex Ryan and the Jets trailing by 6. They have 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning.
Now remember the last time that Mark Sanchez left the field, carrying a little bit of soreness with him as he was sacked on that play, but the stage is set. We showed you the graphic earlier. 10 fourth quarter comebacks. And you see his day today, 54 attempts.
Which is a new career high. The 27 completions match his career high. Well, it's the Giants who lead by 6. Sanchez in the end zone, wrapped up. And a penalty marker is thrown. There are 2 flags as he was wrapped up in the end zone, and then this was caught by DeBrickashaw Ferguson, the left tackle.
Chris Canty with a great inside move.
Reeling on the field, the quarterback's forward progress was stopped in the end zone. It is a safety.
Wow. So before Sanchez got rid of the football, it is ruled that his forward progress was stopped.
Since the quarterback was sacked in the end zone.
So it was ruled that Canty was in, Sanchez was in the grasp of Canty.
Well, that's what happens when you retreat as a quarterback in a situation like that. You cannot get back into that end zone. If you don't have it right out of the way, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah, he's going to have intentional grounding otherwise, Goose, and he's still going to get the safety. But it kind of comes back to one of the things that Brian Schottenheimer told us about when we met with him and said, you know, where are some areas that you would like to see Mark Sanchez make improvements? And it was, you know, one of the big ones, situational awareness, which is during the course of the game, understanding kind of the big picture of the play and the moment in the game. And in that situation right there, you know, understanding as you retreat from pressure into the end zone, what can happen? Just, you know, step forward, throw that ball out of bounds.
Sanchez did not get rid of it in time. Giants now lead by 8.
Well, you got to give it to this Jet defensive line. It was one of the things that the Jets, or the Giants defensive line, the Jets wanted to come out and frustrate them a little bit this afternoon with their play calling and their approach to the game, but they haven't been able to get that accomplished today. It was really the Giants defensive line that has made some of the big plays here today.
Onside free kick by Folk. And it is Giants football.
I don't think I've ever seen an onside kick done that way before.
We've seen just about everything else today. Why not?
It's more like an onside punt. Well, it worked. They got a nice ricochet off of the Giants player. Now you just got to add a trailer to that. Normally on the onside kick, you got everybody pressing down the field.
Jets could not recover inbounds. So the Giants take over on the Jets 19. Jets still with a 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning. First down, it's Bradshaw, and Bradshaw will score his 2nd touchdown today.
Yeah, you know, the Giants are going to try and run out the clock, so you bring everybody up tight, kind of like a 4th and 1 situation, and when you break that initial plane from time to time, you've got everybody at the same level. You don't have any support from a linebacker depth, and Ahmad Bradshaw comes through, and once he breaks through that initial line of scrimmage, there's nobody there to make the tackle.
The extra point. Giants lead by 15.
You watch all the Jets, see all the Jets crowded up to the line of scrimmage. So if you can create a hole, if you can create a running lane for Ahmad Bradshaw and he breaks through there, there's nobody there in secondary support. That's a good block by Chris Snee on Mike DeVito. Number 76 gets the critical block right there. Just enough for Ahmad Bradshaw to get through.
Nice patience by Ahmad Bradshaw, waiting for that hole open and then exploding through it.
Well, this should go a long way for Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs to get some confidence back in those guys up front.
Tell you what, they came out in the second half and just, they wanted to go and establish the run in the second half. Talking to Coach Coughlin, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, they came out in the second half completely different, Darryl, than the first half.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they did not run the ball at all. You see what happened there in the first half just for Ahmad Bradshaw, less than a yard per carry. And now he's almost 5 here in the second half, and that's a tribute to the guys up front. There's Chris Snee, the guy who had the critical block on that last touchdown by Ahmad Bradshaw. But the Giants' offensive line from first half to second half just so much better in the run game.
John Connor gets fullback on the return. That will take us to the 2-minute warning. The Giants with a 15-point lead. If they hold on, they will play for the division next week. We'll finish the regular season in Miami next week. They know that the Bengals have won today. Tennessee and Oakland have also gotten to 8 wins as the pass is caught by Curley. So the Jets will need a win next week and then hope for some other things, some tie-break scenarios. Giants, with a win today, will control their own destiny and play for the division here next week against the Dallas Cowboys. A Giants win today would eliminate Philadelphia. Giants and Cowboys would play for the division title. Giants, of course, with the big win in Dallas just 2 weeks ago. One of Eli's 6 fourth-quarter comebacks this season.
As you pointed out, Kenny, they got off to a great start this season, getting out to 6-2, but then they hit the tough part of their schedule. It's been a tough 4 or 5 weeks for these Giants.
Sanchez complete to Keller for a first down. Favorable schedule early for the Giants. They start 6-2. 6th win came in New England, and then that horrific stretch continued at San Francisco. The loss to Philadelphia, loss in New Orleans, loss here to Green Bay in the final minute. Tom Coughlin's club with a big effort today after falling behind 7-0. And the tide turned with that 99-yard catch and run by Victor Cruz, who has been a huge part of the Giants' success this season.
It'll be one of the things that Rex Ryan talks to his team about, were the missed opportunities in the first half when the Jets really controlled the entire game. They even had this guy under control a little bit, Jason Pierre-Paul, but he's just come out and had a monster second half.
That's his second sack of the day right there.
But the Jets made one mistake in the first half, and that mistake cost them a 99-yard touchdown to Victor Cruz. But other than that, they played great, but they just didn't take advantage of any of their opportunities in the first half.
Sanchez complete to Tomlinson. Canadian heading for the sidelines. We are under 1 minute remaining. And we head for a game break. We check in on the Cowboys and the Eagles with Kirk.
Yeah, big game next week for the Cowboys with Giants, but Tony Romo right now injured against the Eagles. Jason Babin comes in untouched, slams him to the turf. He is now out of the game. Philadelphia holding on to a 7-0 lead. We'll update you as most of your audience will get that game next. Kenny?
Did the Dallas Cowboys watch the game last week? Did they see Jason Babin with 3 sacks and Brent Selleck with 156 yards? I mean, the two guys that beat the Jets last week are beating the Cowboys this week.
Now Sanchez fires downfield, and it is picked off. Corey Webster with the exclamation point on a Giants victory over the Jets this afternoon. Down to 40 seconds remaining. Third turnover in the fourth quarter committed by the Jets. 6th interception, a new career high for Corey Webster.
Well, Mark Sanchez has been excellent in the fourth quarter this year, but it wasn't to be this afternoon. His critical mistakes have come here in the fourth quarter. Sails a little bit over the head of Jeremy Curley, and interception by the Giants.
Manning takes a knee. Great job by our entire crew, led by producer Barry Landis, director Michael Frank, associate directors Jeremy Green and Chirag Devaskar, broadcast associate Joe Wheeler, technical producer Sid Drexler, and the technical director Damon McGavick. Rex Ryan and the Jets drop to 8-7. Tom Coughlin shaken up in the closing minutes, but his Giants stay alive and will play for the division here against the Dallas Cowboys next Sunday. Jets need a win in Miami plus help. For Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa, this is Kenny Albert saying so long. America's Game of the Week coming up next.